Yeah. Revelation. He promised the fire next time. And who ain't dead, the badly wounded. Who ain't dead, badly wounded. Who ain't dead, the badly wounded. Who ain't dead, badly wounded. Talk, you mocking pretender. I check your lyrics and I come for test you. Far too long, you're fooling the children. Filling the head with brainwash education. Doomsday reach, wipe and you repeat. Cause the children coming to take back the beat. The power of the word in the conscious styling. Paving the way for a brand new morning. I say the power of the word in the rap so styling. Rocking the roots of the vampire system. Talk it talk, you pop pretender. Talk it talk, you bloody deceiver. Talk it talk, you serpent master. Talk it talk, you friggin' oppressor. Ah, la da di da 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 da, la da di da da da, la da di da da da.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. It is the 11th of March. It's 9:04. We start as we do every morning with that wonderful song by Tricanal. Talk, you mocking pretenders. I am in studio this morning with PEP, PRO, Janice Lemon Cricky. Good morning, Janice.
Good morning, Philip, and good morning to all our listeners in Trinidad and Tobago and around the world.
Good morning to everybody who's just waking up, to all of you who are out in traffic, to all of you who are already at work. Good morning to the housewives.
Yes.
Special good morning to all the elders in Trinidad and Tobago, especially all the lovely elderly ladies who have formed themselves into a group to support the PEP. They call themselves the Golden Girls. Good morning to the Golden Girls. We love each and every one of you. We love all the support. We love all the rock cake and the little delicacies that you all send to us from time. I know you said it to me, but all always eat it. And it's very enjoyable. We have a lovely yesterday. Yesterday, the Progressive Empowerment Party had its first family day. Now, you would think that a party that 2.5 years old, we would have had a family day before. But we have so much stuff. I remember when Brian Stone of the UNC was telling me on the phone, he said, boy, PEP always have something going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So every time that you think that you're trying to fit in an event like a family day or sports, there's something else coming up. But we made sure and we said, right after Carnival, we having a family day. Yesterday was fantastic.
It was great. And the weather was beautiful.
Yesterday was fantastic.
Beautiful.
We had our family day in Gulf View. That was Gulf View.
Yeah,
Gulf View. We got a park to use in Gulf View. The residents arranged for us to come down there. That was very nice of them. And the Progressive Empowerment Party, we're touring the nation. We're going to every single place that we could get. Yesterday I watched them make that potter pilau. We did a live video. Yes. That potter pilau start from early in the morning. And listen, the size of the pot was like a bathtub. So I don't know. And this little woman, Alice Mohammed, with this big thing, like, I don't know, like a shovel, turning this potter pilau, because a potter pilau, you had to turn it. That's the secret, you know.
Right.
You had to turn that potter pilau to keep it, make sure that everything tastes the same way. And boy, she do that job, boy. Keisha Lewis, the head of the women's arm, you all really, really well outdid yourselves with that pilau and that corn soup yesterday. And when we thought it was done, after the pepper eating competition, that Tony almost won, except that he came last. Good morning, Anthony.
Good morning. Morning, Trinidad.
Tony give up like I give up any hot dog eating competition. No, but listen, that hot dog was ugly. You ever eat something that tastes ugly? That hot dog, it tastes ugly. Dry bread, boil hot dog.
And that is it.
I feel like General Hospital cater that hot dog. Because not a ketchup, not a mustard, not salt, not a black pepper, nothing. And Rondell Glasgow, I catch my tail with how much hot dogs you can eat in 2 minutes. I fight it up with my first bite of hot dog. The man on the left, watch me. The hot dog don't taste it ugly, but the man on my left, I still fighting up with my first bite of hot dog. I think a big bite, but it dry. So you know,
You get some trouble to go down get through it, boy.
Coax it, boy, Tony. Try to coax it down. And they give you a warm bottle of water, so you add a mouthful of not room temperature, warm like it was in the sun. So you had a mouthful of warm water, so now you have this nasty hot dog soup in your mouth. And I look, the man on my left done demolish his first hot dog. I said, well, I lost already. I know I can't beat he. So whether he win or not is not important to me. I done lost. I done. A man eat 5 hot dogs.
Oh my
Rondell Glasgow, listen. Rondell, you are a survivor. That man eat 5. I tell him, if the person who comes, the next person in line eat 2. And you eat 5. You come first and second. You will win. Listen, Sterling Leha will be joining us in studio on radio at 10 o'clock this morning. He is the Progressive Empowerment Party caretaker for Diego Martin Central, and I'm looking forward to the information that he's bringing, because we're going to have members of the North Hub, that is the North 10 constituencies, Diego Martin West, Diego Martin Central, Diego Martin North East, Port of Spain North, St. Anne's West, St. Joseph, Laventille West,
Laventille East,
St. Anne's East, Sawam Barataria, St. Joseph. Yeah. So over the course of the next 2 weeks, because on the 30th of March, the Progressive Empowerment Party opens its 4th office. We're opening our 4th office. For those of you who don't know, we have our headquarters at Stanmore Avenue. We have 137 Manahambre Road, St. Madeleine. We have our New York City office. And now we're opening in 10th Avenue, Barataria. We have construction going on in Tampuna Road, Arima. The party is making
headway.
Moving on up.
I see that pepper when I boil it down. So tell us about the pepper conversation.
Hey, partner, sorry. What's last night I had an appointment there with that throne boy. I'm vexed. What's telling you?
Pull on empty this morning.
I'm vexed.
You like? You lose weight.
I'm so
You're
vexed.
looking like you lose weight.
I lose weight. What do you mean if I lose weight? Everything come out. It's gut on everything, boy.
Man say he didn't remember he did 4 years ago.
A man tell me the last pepper was some not realizing Trinidad and Tobago, these people put scorpion pepper on that table, you know.
Oh my
You
God.
hear what I telling you?
No, but Tony.
But Shari win, you know. Shari, hands down.
Listen,
Hey.
how she eat the pimento pepper was scientific by itself. But what she do with that last hot
Scorpion.
pepper, she just bite and eat the whole thing.
Breads, the girl do it like it was a dongs or a plum or some damn thing. I say, but
Shari Wilson, you have my forever respect, girl. You,
what?
you are the dragon lady from now on.
Yeah, you better believe
She
that.
said this
boy.
girl is on fire.
Yeah, she's spit on fire.
Well, if you had
Partner,
episodes-
that's it. I wouldn't have been here this morning.
But you can imagine, huh? Because listen,
Now, how she eat that? It look like that belly numb, boy.
no, but I see
The
other
back door and all them.
I see other competitors. A man just throw milk on his head. when Daniel Jackson stand up, he had
gosh.
milk on his whole
I
face.
feel sorry for Daniel. Daniel look like he.
I thought we was sending to the Red Cross.
I thought so too, boy. The man
looked-
started change
But
colors like a
we was
chameleon.
close to Gulfview Medical Center, so I knew.
We were safe.
But we gonna give him treatment.
Quick.
The boy for a while there, he was fading.
Yeah, boy. Yeah.
You could see that. You see, he's a counterfeit Indian. Indian people supposed to know to eat pepper. The man, he ain't even reached the hot. He buy the hot pepper. I think he buy the hot pepper
You take a bite of this.
because the pimento and the jalapeno, they talk to you, but the hot pepper,
Nah, boy.
that reach out and
The
touch.
hot pepper was scorpion pepper, brother. That is the second hottest pepper in the world.
Shari Wilson demolished that like it was nothing.
Boy.
Like it was nothing.
But anyway, Trinidad and Tobago, they missed a nice little session there yesterday. Definitely, it was really.
No, but Chairman Felicia Holder told me, and she said, and the events team, they're going to make sure that no matter what, come what may, we are going to have a members event every 3 months, every quarter.
I think that's nice.
Because it's important. Our members work so hard. I mean, we're not like the rest of the parties where they sit down and then they get summoned to a Monday night event, to a Balize event. Our members work every week.
Yeah.
We have a public meeting every Saturday.
Yeah, every Saturday.
And then we have other big things happening all around. And It's nice that we had the opportunity to just let down our hair
It was. It really, really was. And it was
talk-
a nice bonding situation.
and talk pillowcase, cover, and sheet.
Well, me, I don't know what conversation you was
But
in.
listen, a man told me yesterday, he said, hey, listen, we really have some nice people in this party.
Yeah,
but the level of stupidness yesterday, it was
Well,
legendary.
like I say, everybody let their hair down. You know, it wasn't about.
Some people leave their hair home. No, but it was yesterday was family. No, watch. It was
Nah,
epic.
it was nice. It really was.
Debbie Lee Jaikaran, she getting very good at this time.
Yeah.
And
Hats
the
off to
planning
you,
and the
Debbie.
Execution. When she first started, you know, like everybody else in the PEP, you either step up or you get to step in.
Yeah.
So like everybody else in the PEP, you try your hand at multiples of different disciplines to see if you could do this, if you could do that. But Debbie Lee just
Debbie Lee.
take ownership.
Yeah, boy.
She was the assistant head of events, remember? Until
Yes,
we had
that's
that
correct.
until we had that little cabinet reshuffle.
Yeah.
And then she ended up as the head of events. And I remember being in a meeting, we said, well, we will just see. And
She took off.
no, I mean, wow.
Yeah.
No, you don't even have to ask them.
Yeah.
Where are going on? We just show up.
Yeah.
That's
We just show
right.
up
Yeah.
yesterday. I mean,
She's owned it.
Once you give her the calendar, that is it.
Janice, people was where's called when you're taking the cover off of the corn? Shucking? No, that's for oysters. Shelling? That's for peas. Shelling is peas.
Peas, yeah.
Where you going with this? Way?
Huxton? I don't know. When you're taking off that's the husk of the corn.
Let's say the husk.
Let's
Call it
or
the
you
husk.
can message me. Or you feel free to message me and tell me this is the 0.5% Trinity, 1% that is the half of 1%. But they had a crew stripping down
Yeah.
corn
Yeah.
Yeah, like that way.
and roast the corn there.
Righty. Yeah.
Look now, man.
Yeah.
Look now, man.
And they tell you that when you roast it with the shell on it, it gives you a better taste
Listen,
and
man.
flavor because it
I get
cooks
the
inside
first.
of the shell.
I get the first roast corn off that thing. In fact, I cannot take it.
Yeah. That, you know, you start real bacchanal when that take
No,
place, you know.
hey,
Because
boy.
no other piece of corn that done for a
Was
good
really-
little while,
yeah.
and you have people mommy.
That fire was on. It was set on warm. It was not hot.
Yeah.
But it tastes, boy.
Yeah, it tastes good.
A
It
little
tastes
salt,
good.
a little black pepper.
Yeah.
It tastes so nice.
It had a kind
When
of
they put
seasoning.
seasoning in
Yeah,
it,
Anil.
I know
Anil,
now.
you have to give
Anil, big up
Anil.
to you.
No. Anil
Yeah,
was
yeah.
sad. Let me tell you, that boy, he could put your hand in hot water and make soup.
Yeah, he good.
Now that they're talking about going by the river to bubble a pot, I'd say yes.
Yeah, I could make that run.
If Pep tell
Really?
me we going, all we walking with is the pot. We going on hunt what we eat.
We safe. We still safe.
Them.
Yeah.
I
we still
trust
safe.
them.
We still safe. It's
I
true.
trust them because what they were husking, Sal's Jagasar just tell me it's husking. I taking Sal's word for it now.
Husking.
Husking.
All right.
But they make that corn soup from scratch, boy.
Yeah.
Boy.
That corn
That
soup.
a no
and
lash. That lash real good, boy. Hey.
The thing was nice and thick. You put the
Yeah.
spoon in the soup and it stand
Stand
up.
up, yeah.
That's how you know that corn soup
Yeah.
have texture.
That's right. That's right.
It must have texture.
And aside from texture, good taste, well seasoned, and you know.
They impress me. yesterday,
Yeah,
boy. They
boy.
impress me. They
I see
impress
plenty of them I could throw in house, you know.
me.
But no,
impress me
not
yesterday.
again.
You know, you keep
Sometimes it's a
saying
job.
that, Anthony. You
No,
keep
it's
saying
still
that.
early.
oh.
It's still early. 2019. You could get married this year.
That's
You
right.
have plans to get married
No,
this year.
partner, no.
Your lawyer will go out of business.
He only-
That's it, you're
If your
damn
lawyer
right.
don't have a divorce to plan this year, he in trouble.
You only saying that.
Oh,
All you know,
God.
they had a show called The Runaway Bride. Tony, he married
Yes.
a man. If you stop and ask Tony for directions, he marry you, you know. Not just, make sure you show him you have a ring on your finger.
Oh, gosh. Now, all the fun and games yesterday really was a win. Really was a win. The morale was on par. Just everything.
games, boy.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
ra-
gosh. The games was a classic.
Boys race.
The games was a
Le Mans
classic.
Felicia has the turnaround points. They
Yeah.
nearly killed Paul, you know. Because they had to go around Le Mans twice.
Right.
So by the second time, everybody all out. As somebody sent me a video to see because the woman had to run around Sean.
Right.
Somebody sent me a video to see what it looked like behind Sean when they was coming. And you see this throng of women coming at him. I say, yes, but better you than me, we. I surprised he didn't end up on the back. Listen, they cannot throw him down. I know we talking plenty stupidness this morning, but if you wasn't at that PEP family day yesterday, and I'm telling you all the PEP members who miss it, don't miss the next thing. You don't miss the next thing at all. Don't miss it, because I think at this point you could just say, let me just see what they do the next one, because this one was amazing.
It really was.
Yeah, and we want to have an actual sports day, even though we had all these events yesterday, but actual sports day. Somebody tell me, is the nonsense we talk on the microphone make me think, We talk some good stupidness.
Yeah.
We had judges, we had marshals, we had pavilions. It was good fun, and it was good that the party could have had that opportunity to just, relax.
It's a bond. It was like a bonding session almost.
We didn't even get a break for Carnival. We was in meetings Carnival Saturday. We was in meetings Carnival Wednesday, Carnival Tuesday. So we didn't get a break. At the executive, the management level, it doesn't stop. The overseas teams, Joan and Anthony Sinanan and Kezia and the rest of the crew in Canada, Denise, Chalana and Chester in New York City, these people doing such human service, sending stuff down for the next PEP market.
Yes.
PEP,
next PEP market,
Janice?
is
Yes,
the
30th of March.
They're going to be a Toronto booth.
Yes.
And a New York booth. I think there's going to be at the Florida sending stuff. They say they may not make it for the 30th of March.
That's right.
But we're having a next PEP market on the 27th of April, and they will be present in that. So when you have these overseas booths, plus we have second-hand bazaar, which is all the people who have gently used items that want to sell clothes, household stuff, anything.
Well, I am so glad you all are having that, because I have had stuff in my house for quite a long time now that I have been trying to post on Facebook. Nobody's
all of us have a cupboard in the house we don't open.
I am so glad. So I will just walk with and one of the things that I have is a cricket hat for any child who wants to go and learn to play cricket.
The actual real...
the actual hat. It was my son's.
Nice.
It was my son's. So
Very good.
it's been sitting there collecting dust, and there are a couple other things as well. I mean, good books. Some school books still out there.
Books, of course.
Books,
of course. And as you mentioned that, and I tell people ask me, how you know the things, and I tell them the one thing that I could give kudos to is reading. I have been a voracious reader my whole life.
That's
and somebody
important.
sent me something yesterday, and I will share it with you now, because it was such a nice read to read that. I opened a book and in I strode, now nobody can find me. I left my chair, my house, my road, my town and my world behind me. I'm wearing the cloak, I've slipped on the ring, I've swallowed the magic potion. I fought with a dragon, dined with a king and dived in a bottomless ocean. I opened a book and made some friends, I shared their tears and laughter and followed their road with its bumps and its bends to the happily ever after. I finished my book and out I came, the cloak can no longer hide me. My chair and my house are just the same, but now I have a book inside me. And that's the truth.
Nice.
Yes.
That's the truth. There is no university in the world that is better than a library.
Yeah.
Correct.
Khalil Gibran said no teacher could give you his understanding. He can only lead you to your understanding. And it is in reading that you get to develop your ability to critically think. Reading teaches you that. Constant reading helps you develop the ability to question, because like how we talk about the break the traffic light thing. Plenty of people message me after and say that was so interesting. A good writer will lead you down a path where you think you go into A and you show up at B and you're surprised. And you go back along the way and you look for all the clues and all the hints that tells you that you were being led astray.
Yeah.
That's the skill of critical thinking. And when you do that enough, you read now looking for those plot holes to see if something else is happening besides what I am seeing. And you bring that into your daily life. No politician can fool you.
That's true.
No politician can fool you,
That's
Janice, if
true.
you're a critical thinker.
Well, that's why, again, they're trying to keep the population dumbfounded. That's the mission, right? Illiterate.
To the people who are asking who wrote what I just read, it was written by Julia Donaldson. So, we had a little fun. Time to get in the talk now. What you say?
Bacchanal start. Bacchanal start.
Eh?
Are you ready? Hold on to all your seats.
So I'm going to read 2 columns in an order here, Janice.
Yeah.
The first one was written. I ain't telling you who wrote it because that'll. I find that people, if I tell you Kamala say something, UNC people will take it a certain way. That if I tell them Rowley say the same thing, they take it another way.
Yeah.
Like the author changes the subtext and the context of what you're hearing.
That's
So I ain't telling nobody. It's neither Kamala nor Rowley that said this. Hear this. Here they go again. Minister Camille Robinson Regis has traveled to Kenya to support efforts to save the planet, says a press release. Really? What has this government been doing to prevent environmental Armageddon? They plan to ban polystyrene products in the food sector and establish a beverage containers policy. That is all. After 3.5 years, stick a pin right there. We have a beverage containers policy languishing in the parliament for 2 decades. Over 20 years they playing football with this thing.
Yeah.
Our landmass is shrinking, for heaven's sake. And with the Paris Accord, we were expected to begin reducing Trinidad and Tobago's carbon footprint by embarking on renewable energy, now experiencing phenomenal growth, including in CARICOM states. But after 4 budgets totaling 200 billion, there is absolutely nothing here. Yet in Kenya, the government will pretend to be playing its part to save the planet. Absurdistan is alive. Meanwhile, rising sea levels keep ravaging our coastline. I did not know some of this, and what he said here, Tony, we have to go and check this for ourselves.
Yeah.
Charlene Rampazad reported the Atlantic Ocean has claimed huge areas of the Manzanilla coast, most coconut trees along the 15-mile beachfront gone, properties abandoned, the area threatened by continuing erosion. This is global warming, admits Director of the Institute of Marine Affairs, Dr. Ahmad Khan. Manzanilla is a lost cause, says fisherman Anthony Haid. The sea is going with everything. Painful. Tragic. And in Granville, more than 100 acres have been swallowed by the sea, including homes, public roads, and private estates, says another recent story by Christian De Silva. Last year in Cedros, 6 acres fell into the ocean. That's a lot of Trinidad land.
Yeah, that's a lot of
this
land.
little country.
Yeah.
How much are you talking about? Taking 3 houses with it. On the battered southwest peninsula, villagers have been pooling resources to construct retaining walls to save the coastline, says Councillor Shankar Tilak Singh, who is pleading for the government to do something before we lose the land. Villager David Jerome complained that this after the Cedros collapse, even the Prime Minister came down, but after a whole year, nothing happened. Shame. Meanwhile, our North Coast is losing islets and caverns, sand beaches and seafront homes. And disturbing damage continues at Guayagayari, Los Iros, Quenyam and Maruga. Concrete abutments now at sea. The staircases of houses embedded in the sand, while higher tides in the Caroni swamp are now encroaching on private lands. It is therefore utterly scandalous. This government has not once discussed climate change with the population.
Yeah, boy.
But irresponsible Absurdistan is in Kenya to save the planet. Things will get even worse. The latest study from the National Academy of Sciences reveals Antarctica has been losing 252 billion tons of ice annually since 2009.
Wow.
Six times more than the 1980s. And yesterday, the Financial Times reported winter ice has hit a record low, dropping by 2/3 during February in the Bering Sea between Alaska and Russia, an area of ice the size of the United Kingdom and Ireland disappearing. Sea levels will therefore rise more quickly. 8 Pacific nations already face annihilation, and the Indian island of Goromora is now disappearing underwater, reported the BBC last Tuesday. Barbados, always a serious nation, is taking action to save their coastline with various engineering projects, putting Trinidad and Tobago to shame. The Inter-American Development Bank says Barbados is considered a best practice model for the Caribbean. From 2002 to 2009, the country built headlands, breakwaters, retaining walls, and walkways and revetments to stabilize its shoreline and control beach erosion based on scientific data and cutting-edge technology. The Barbados representative in Kenya will therefore proudly present their efforts to save their island. What will Absurdistan's representative say?
Yeah.
And other CARICOM countries will show they are developing renewable energy capacity. Suriname now has 189 megawatts, Jamaica 151, and Belize 99, according to senior economist Roger Hossain. Even Haiti has a capacity of 62 renewable megawatts. Trinidad and Tobago is at 0.
Imagine.
We are therefore doing nothing to reduce greenhouse gases, failing again in our international obligations, but also irresponsibly squandering the opportunity to diversify our economy. Even big oil, excuse me 1 second, even big oil, BP and Shell, and Equinor are expeditiously diversifying into renewables as global oil demand is set to peak by 2030, the Financial Times reported last week. But we have not even begun to prepare for electric vehicles, which could number 559 million on the road by 2040, a third of the global fleet. Several countries have established charging infrastructure and set deadlines for only electric vehicles on their territories. What account will Ms. Robinson Regis give on this critical issue after traveling all the way to Kenya? Or about water supplies being threatened by global warming? The Economist reported last year Cape Town nearly ran out of water, the first big city to face that real possibility. They even thought of towing an iceberg from Antarctica to provide water. 4 years earlier, it was Sao Paulo, teetering on the brink, with reservoir reduced to 5% of capacity. Experts say bad management is a main culprit. What will Ms. Robinson Regis tell the conference about our management of our water resources as dry seasons get increasingly fierce? Will she boast of our dilapidated infrastructure, 50% of water wasting mainly through leaks, and our outdated conservation laws, for example? Will Kenya hear the people of Woodland have had no water for 6 weeks and nothing has been done in the last 2.5 years to improve their supply? Indeed, if that meeting in Nairobi really gets to know what is taking place in Trinidad and Tobago, while other countries struggle to save their people and their planet from global warming, delegates will whisper, "What an irresponsible nation. Welcome to Absurdistan." I take in our name, we say the Royal Imperial Majestic Banana Republic of what the hell you like land. But I like Absurdistan.
Absurdistan is nice. Yes.
Very unusual name.
Yes.
No,
but those points that was just brought is so hitting the nail on the head.
Absolutely.
What is she going over there to Africa to say?
What will she say? In a country that 3 months prior to the Meteorological Office and the Ministry of Public Utilities announcing a drought, we had enough rain in a weekend to drown the country.
For 5 years.
Cut it in two.
Yeah.
It cut the country in two. The Commissioner of Police had to go and close the nation's south to north connecting highway.
Yeah.
Cut the nation in two.
So much water.
That they were people. Trinidadians just forget, and this is what is getting with them. Trinidadians just forget that they had people in trucks charging you $500 to move your car across the flood.
Wow.
That was going on.
Yeah.
People spent hours, almost a day, stuck in traffic, can't go forward, can't go backward. 9 lanes on a 3-lane highway.
Yeah.
And then 3 months later, they want to charge you
Brace for drought.
for drought.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They want to charge you for drought.
Yeah.
The shelves still full with bottled water.
Yeah.
His water important. Listen, this is the ridiculous nation of Absurdistan.
Exactly. And Trinidad and Tobago, they had to recognize and understand, man. Recognize and understand. Don't like personalities. Just know that the job can be done. The Progressive Empowerment
Stop
Party
talking
can
about
ensure.
that. The same PNM supporters who supported Keith Rowley today didn't like him. When Keith Rowley went up against Manning, they call him all kind of nasty man. Nasty man. It's PNM followers that told me about Garth Noel Rowley outside child. It's PNM people tell me about that. PNM people hated Rowley. But whoever is your leader, get in your section.
Yeah.
Because you're stupid.
Yeah.
So the same man that you cuss, that you spit on, but Manning, who was the leader of the cult, Manning who saved the cult after the 33-3 annihilation by the NAR, that same Manning who rescued the PNM from total destruction, they pelted that man with rotten mango when he lost to Kamala in 2010. They pelted him with rotten mango. This is a listen, the people of these political parties have to stop playing personality games. Start to put country first.
That's right.
Yeah.
Start to put country first. Insist on everybody. Because let me tell you something, and I'll keep saying this. Trump is probably one of the nastiest people you will ever listen to talk. But in America, they have more jobs than people now. the left media, the left-wing media will have you frame the conversation about the wall in Mexico. And when you look and you check that under Obama and under Bill Clinton,
They all talk about the
they
war.
wanted to build the same
Yeah.
wall. But forget that for a minute now. Forget. They blame Trump for children being taken away from people smuggling
Parents.
across the border from
Yeah,
the parents.
the immigrants and
But
stuff,
Obama
yeah.
took more. Under Obama, they created this thing. And it's not about me, but I want to tell people this. The same Trump that they're demonizing, where ISIS? Where Al-Qaeda?
Correct.
Where North Korea? Where them?
Yeah.
Because you see, and China slowed the expansionism under Trump. Because Trump is a jackass. But Trump is the right jackass for the world right now.
Yeah.
It was like when the world had, when Great Britain elected,
World War II.
absolutely,
Yeah.
Winston Churchill
Yeah.
was despised in England.
Yes,
he
he
was a
was.
backbencher. Chamberlain was the epitome of British stiff upper lip. You know, he would speak to the
Yeah,
points
yeah.
as they needed to hear it, and everybody would.
And then that's what I like.
Jolly good show.
Sounds
Yeah.
so nice.
But after Dunkirk, when the entire British army found itself trapped on a beach, that if it wasn't for people with a little yacht and a little pirogue that went and rescued the British army at Dunkirk, Hitler realized after that what they had was the entire British army and they didn't know. They weren't aware that for 2 days the British entire army was stranded at Dunkirk. When you read that story, you hear that story, they make a movie out of it the other day. Go and watch that. Britain was in trouble.
Yeah.
They were exposed. All the stiff upper lip nonsense. The British people realized they could be speaking German next week.
That's right.
They needed a man who
Yeah.
could take on that man.
Yeah.
And Winston Churchill was the
Churchill was the
only
man.
man.
He was the
That's
man.
right.
So this backbencher that you thought wasn't, his lip wasn't stiff enough. Winston Churchill was a despicable human being. Despicable. We need to read history to understand history
Yes.
and stop
Yes.
taking people's revisionist views of history.
That's
There's
right.
an African saying, the day the lion learns to shoot, the history of the hunt in Africa will be rewritten.
That's so true.
Yes.
That's a fact. You like that one, eh? We're taking notes this morning. No, but to the victor belongs the spoils, but also the victor writes history.
Yeah.
If in 1990 Abu Bakr was successful, the same express that say thanks to the army and the government or whatever would have said in a daring daylight raid, Abu Bakr rescued the country.
Yeah.
Because the victor sets the tone.
Tone, that's right.
True.
That's right.
It is the victor who sets the tone. And but the British people realized that this man, Winston Churchill, killed more people in India. I mean, his track record, he saved England from Germany. But Churchill should be in hell. Because there's millions of people. He starved people. He put farmers to work and took all their produce for the British and the British army and left them to starve. The power of gun. Power of gun and might, right? A small little nation, an island of what? 50 million people enslaved 1 billion people.
Yeah.
And it is a perfect analogy for Trinidad, where a handful of despicable businessmen, unscrupulous lawyers, unethical accountants, failed and corrupt public servants, and nasty politicians have reduced this blessed country to a shell of the land that it should be. I post a picture of Dubai in 1991 and Dubai in
Yes,
2019,
boy.
and some jackass come on the wall and say, but then they have millions of dollars, millions of barrels of oil. And my friend Christian, he was the special forces head man in Trinidad for a long time, and I know him. He came on the wall and he said, the United States Special Forces, his job is his role in the United States military is forward based to protect the embassy. And he said, and I know this to be a fact, and we discussed this enough times on the show, Dubai's development, only 5% of that money came from oil.
That's right.
Dubai's development was port services, like Singapore's development was port services.
Yeah, shipping and
Singapore don't have oil and gas. Singapore is a first world developed nation. It's half the size of Trinidad and Tobago. Singapore got independence at the same time. Trinidadian political supporters, that dwindling bunch of brainless knuckle draggers, will find anything to denigrate a statement that they should actually take to see wait now. And I said this morning, if your only defense for the wrongdoings of your prime minister is the wrongdoings of the last prime minister, you are a jackass. Because the prime minister doesn't belong to you and it doesn't belong to a political party. The prime minister is a servant of the country.
That's
People
it.
of the country.
That's it. That's it. Right there.
Yeah.
Right there. Trinidad and Tobago. All you hear that? Public servant. He's there to work for you. And if for 57 years you find to yourself that nobody ain't working for you, you ain't see no betterment, nothing ain't change, realize there's a problem at Trinidad and Tobago. Realize the definition of madness is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. We're doing it 57 years. There's no reason under the sun at this point in Trinidad and Tobago's history for us as a nation, as a population, as a citizenry of one of the best pieces of real estate on the planet, why we as a people cannot come together, speak in one voice, and broker for change, real change. Trinidad and Tobago, you have an opportunity right now. The Progressive Empowerment Party welcomes 1.4 million of our citizens with open arms, open doors, not caring whether you used to be a PNM supporter, a UNC supporter, NAR supporter. It don't matter. The point of the matter now is that you have a political vehicle that truly has its agenda set on bringing betterment for the people. And again, do not take our word for it. Come down to the head office, come down to the meetings, come down to the hub offices that we are opening for you, Trinidad and Tobago. Ask your questions, check out the policies, ask how it's working, what's the cost factor attached to that. Any question you have in your mind, Trinidad and Tobago, this is the whole point. Come, educate yourself, inform yourself. It's going to allow you to make better decisions for your future.
We are racing up the wrong charts. According to Business Insider, Trinidad and Tobago is now the 12th worst, most dangerous country in the world.
Imagine.
We are the 12th most dangerous dangerous country in the world. Who is better than us? Brazil.
Imagine.
Brazil is number 13. Brazil is a country where they shoot street children for sport. Mexico is the ahead of Colombia as a drug cartel location, and Mexico is 14th, we're 12th. This is the chart. These are the numbers. India is number 20. These are the world's 20 most dangerous countries.
What is number one?
Well, we're counting on for you now.
Okay.
Chad is number 19.
Rush.
Dominican Republic is number 18.
Wow.
Guinea, number 17. Mali is number 16. Democratic Republic of Congo is number 15. Mexico is number 14. Brazil is number 13. Trinidad and Tobago is number 12.
Imagine.
Pakistan is number 11. Jamaica is number 10. No, you see, Chinese will say, well, Jamaica worse than we.
You know?
Yeah.
So we good.
Yeah, stupid.
South Africa is number 9. Colombia is number 8. Philippines is number 7. Guatemala is number 6. Honduras is number 5. Yemen is number 4. Nigeria is number 3. Venezuela is number 2. And the world's most dangerous country is El Salvador. But I want to tell Trinidad and Tobago something. Half of these countries they talk about here are actually at war. They have wars. So it is dangerous to be in the country because the nation is at war.
Yeah.
Some of them, like Colombia and Mexico, are open narco states. So you know it's dangerous to be there because of the corrupting, murderous power of that much money.
Yeah.
They say a kilo of coke that is $1 million US is $1,000 US in Colombia. The mission is to get it across. And that they have that they send 1 million tons of coke and they only need to get 1,000 tons across.
Right.
So you could take the rest because it's cheap.
Yeah.
Right.
They could produce it like sand.
Yeah.
But you understand what I'm trying? That's what drives the value up. But the point is, we have a higher kill rate than Aleppo. in Syria.
Imagine
Syria didn't
that.
make this list.
Yeah.
Syria
imagine
didn't make
that,
this
man.
list.
Huh?
We have a higher kill
Frightening,
rate in
frightening.
Syria that is at war. Last night, I woke up this morning to find a WhatsApp thread for the compound I live on. Somebody talking about that somebody stole their bicycle from their porch sometime during the night last night, and that the side gates on my porch were open because you pass between the units to get along the way.
Right.
And I'm thinking to myself, and they came through the garbage bin. They came through.
The port for the garbage bin.
We have a garbage thing on the inside of the compound that you open it on the inside and drop your garbage, and the
can
garbage men
access it from
open
the
it from the outside. and take it.
yeah.
Okay.
So they came
Through that.
Through that.
Now the garbage bin, today's Monday. So that means Sunday night it full of garbage. And they come to the garbage. There's no problem with that.
Wow.
And they came and this was the compound I live in. Now I think I live in a fairly decent area. And I'm thinking to myself that last night I fall asleep on the couch because I binge watching The Good Wife. It's a real nice series on Netflix. As binge watch, I don't watch any other kind of TV. So I fall asleep on the couch. So at some point, these people who were walking through my back porch to get to where they were going, they were about 10 feet from me.
Right.
Imagine that.
It's
You're
frightening.
lucky you didn't wake up and find yourself tied up on the bed.
That's a different situation. And if she tell you that, she lie. But anyway, that's another conversation. But the truth is, and I'm saying that, and I put in my
No, it's
experience.
frightening. It
It's
really
frightening. I put in
is.
my experience in the thing now because you are. I mean,
Well, you know,
we on radio now. We on radio now. It's 9:45 on 104.7. If you're not tuned in yet, tune in to us on 104.7. We're here until noon. But what I'm saying, Janice, is plenty of us leave and go to work. We go about our business, and we leave our loved ones in the safety of our homes, or so we believe.
Yeah, boy.
Or so
and it's
we
not so
believe.
safe.
And it's only when the situation descends on them, because you see, you're dealing with a criminal mindset that is willing to come through the garbage.
Yes.
So that means they've planned their business. And they understand the length of time it takes for you to make a call to the police. And they understand the length of time it takes for you to get to. These people are stupid. This is what they do.
That's right.
And I mean, I was telling people the other day, watching these two guys who robbed this fella on Coffee Street, and it was like a National Geographic video I was watching of the hunt in the Serengeti. Because how the lions break up to hunt you
Yeah.
is how these two guys robbed this man.
Right.
Because the first guy snatched him, and when he started to run, he run behind him. And when he reached close to where the second guy was coming, he kicked his foot. He kicked his running foot
Right.
and caused the man to stumble and fall. And as the man fall, the next guy run across at a next angle and kick him in his head and knock him out. And to you, because I sure he must be run at least a block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they well separate themselves.
That's right.
So when Mr. Man who waiting up on the top see the run start, he brace himself and time himself. You running from a man who just snatched you, you ain't know he have backup up the road.
That's right.
These fellas plan their business.
Yeah. They do.
And they know how long it will take for you to get an answer on 999. If I dial 999 now, I'm sure it'll go, your call is important to us, please stay on the line. You gotta tell the rapist, the murderer, the burglar, hey,
Hold
Hold
on.
on, hold on.
Yeah.
Give me 1
5
minute.
minutes.
stick a pen.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we're not gonna answer.
Yeah.
They know how long it will take for the acting corporal or answer the phone to say, all right, we will send a car.
That's how long that car gonna
And
take to reach you
they
now.
call the car that's in the area, and the car tell them, well, we up so and so because some fellas climb over a wall to thief some sour up. We're dealing with that, and then we will come down. You have to tell the burglar, the rapist, the murderer, hold on. They're busy with soursop. And that is Absurdistan in real.
Yeah, boy.
But these people who committing these crimes, Janice, we here thinking that our loved ones safe.
They're not.
It's only when you go back and you find the damage, people get their house burglarized, their belongings stolen, and it's when you go back and you connect the dots and you see the vulnerability that you didn't recognize before when you were securing everything to go about your daily job. All of us at risk.
That's right.
That's right.
The entire nation of Trinidad and Tobago, all of the people are at risk. I remember when Mr. Elias was driving along St. Clair Avenue in his BMW. If you take all the boxes of safety, he's in St. Clair. He's in a German engineered vehicle designed for collision. And Mr. Elias didn't know that when he was heading west along St. Clair Avenue, going home, that some youths in a foreign use vehicle were taking off to play a new game that they were playing for a while, where you fly across every single intersection without stopping. And who could do it, who could do the most, have the biggest rank. So what they're doing is they're coming up the side street flat out to fly across the intersection, slam into Mr. Elias and kill him. Kill him on St. Clair Avenue in his German engineered safety vehicle. And for all intents and purposes, if you checked all the boxes, he was supposed to be safe. But this little boy from an at-risk community who had nothing to deal with other than this game tonight, killed Mr. Elias. And no matter what they do, no matter how you rend your garments and pull your hair out your head, you can't undo that. And this is the problem with Trinidad and Tobago. Because prior to that, Mr. Elias thought he was safe. I remember, and I keep saying, and I don't care who vex, don't wait till the wolf reach your door. I remember in 2015, when I was running for elections, Natalie Sabga made a little joke with me. Because she know me from Jericho Project for 20 years, always begging for something to help somebody. And she tell me, you don't get tired of these causes. You don't get tired of this life, fighting for these things. 1 year later, her husband get diagnosed with pancreatic cancer and died. When she found out how incapable public health is in this country, especially with the addressing and the dealings of cancer, Natalie Sabga immersed herself, not Sabga, yeah, well, she's married to Sabga, she was a George, immersed herself in activism. She immersed, she owns Panini. Every Panini now, think purple, wear purple, make a donation. She on Hema TV show, she promoting pancreatic cancer awareness. Why? The wolf
Reached the door.
reached her.
That's right.
So she learned
By
that,
force.
that you have it sweet, your life nice. You're living in Absurdistan, but as her father had told, her father is Peter George Sr., and he told Anthony Boden, our people have it nice here. You know? But she live in a country where people, Johnny Gonzalez died that same year. Johnny Gonzalez, people know him from Digital Rising Star. He was a producer and a musician. He created Second Image. Johnny Gonzalez died from pancreatic cancer in this country. Johnny Gonzalez had posted once on Facebook that the Ministry of Health in Trinidad and Tobago should be ashamed of itself. That there are people lined up in the St. James Oncology Center and they know that you don't have the drugs to deal with these people and they have nobody to tell them. So they're lining up. And watch me, is when the wolf reach you, you just find out. All you know who I is. Just go out the window. Because the wolf doesn't discriminate.
That's right.
I tell people all the time, you defending PNM stupidness. And when the gun in your neck, you're saying, wait. reach in my pocket and pull out my PNM card, you go see, I'm not supposed to be robbed. You can't say that.
That's right. That's right.
Mr. Elias couldn't say I'm a supporter of the party. Slow down.
Yeah.
He dead.
Yeah.
And I want to use these as examples because you see, the only examples people us talk about in this country is when little black boys get killed.
Yeah.
And decent people, decent folk want to say, oh, but he was a good boy. Shaming the mother because she crying for her dead child. Kiss my ass with that. A mother loves her child regardless of what he did with his life. And all of us are the evil tree that allowed that fruit to go bad. All of us.
Yes,
all of us. All of Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
Nothing separates any of us because for as long as we stay silent in this corrupt and broken nation with 7,000 of them little predominantly black boys, because if a white child or a Syrian child fail out of our failed education system, there would still be somebody that somebody know to get them an end,
Yeah.
Yep.
get them a life.
Yep. Yep.
But if you are a little black boy from Morva, Beetham, Lavantel or Sealots in this country and you fail your education chance, your life is shit.
Salt.
Yep.
You have no hope.
Yeah.
There is nothing for you.
Yeah.
You ought to go on somebody job site and tote sand and push barrow.
Correct.
You ought to go in some security
Or
firm
cut
and beg
grass.
for N and they will use you in the disposable posts. Because if you have no education and they can't further you, they're going to put you in the most dangerous post. You are
Yeah.
disposable.
Yeah.
That's right.
That is the value system in this country.
It's so true. It is so true.
People just don't want to see it.
We are not empowering our
Just
people.
don't
But this
want
is
to
the conversation Trinidad and Tobago have to have because they're
That's
all
right.
walking around here today. I tell people, I stand up and I watch. I am a people watcher. You and your three children in the grocery. You unpack everything on the shelf. You hand them the card and the woman swipe it twice. You tell her try again. She said that make no sense. Then doing nothing. And everybody behind you stoops in.
Yeah.
Rocking from the left leg to the right leg, waiting for you to make a decision because all they want to do is pay for their groceries and go.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
care about you. And you will think in the moment, in that minute, all those things that you saw on Facebook, all those people who are guardian angels, somebody will come and say, I'll pay for these groceries. That's not happening.
That's right.
That's not happening. Sufferation reach you.
Yeah.
And you have to now find a way to save whatever little dignity you had left and take your three children home with empty belly, their new normal. Their new normal and coming on Facebook to write and find Philip Alexander and say, Philip, yeah, this one, I'll put this on blast. Because they will find you.
Reach by your door, yeah.
Because you know you had a certain amount of money in the bank and you was relying on that money, but you
Yeah.
find out that the bank depleted in fees.
Yeah.
And poor people getting eat up with fees.
Yeah.
And when Melissa Dilbar posted on Facebook that her father, who's a well-educated, employed man, went to transfer money from his bank account to his daughter's bank account, Royal Bank charged him $44.
Just to shift it.
It's in the bank already. The two accounts in the same bank. Listen, man.
Boy.
It is an entry on a spreadsheet.
Oh,
That is
yeah.
all it is. That is all the person doing.
Yeah.
They're not picking up money and moving the money and putting it in the next hole.
That's right.
It is an entry. And they charge the man $44 for that. Now he got upset. And rightly so, because it
Yeah.
is a waste of his money.
That's right.
That's right.
Imagine the people on a barely livable wage. Imagine you're a minimum wage earner. You're getting $2,250. After you pay the landlord the $1,500, the $1,200 for the hovel you're living in, they have a limited amount of money to pay everything for these children.
Yeah.
And then the bank take a $50.
Just so. Just so.
Rough.
Just
We, and you see, we
And that's
keep
the
putting,
$50 you need for gas, huh?
Janice, that is the $50 that you need to travel to work the next day. That
That's
if you don't
right.
show up in work, they're going to
You
fire you
fire
and
you.
you're worse.
That's right.
Your life just get worse. So you gotta wake up 2 o'clock in the morning and get to step in, start walking, because if you don't reach the work, you're in trouble.
That's right.
We keep voting jackasses to office. Stuart Young admitted, this is what the media said, admitted, and my mind hinged on that word admitted, like it was a secret. Or that it was his job to admit this in the first place, that there are places in this country that you should not go. Who then is running the country? if the Minister of National Security is not speaking to the policies of the government that are designed to elevate the communities most at risk for crime, if all he could do is castigate them and tell you, don't go there, we are no government.
Tell
We are no government.
That's right.
What's me?
We have no government.
Your reason my pressure as you
We have no government. These are stunting charlatans and mocking pretenders. We have a jackass farm for our government.
Yeah, very much so.
Because he is the Minister of Communication. He is the Minister of National Security. He has the ear of the Prime Minister. And this jackass, 4 years into government, all he could tell you is don't go there. Miss me with that bullshit.
Tell.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah?
Oh, my
Tell me.
goodness.
Miss me with that.
Sometimes you really have to wonder, you know.
I mean, really, I don't wonder. Girl,
don't wonder.
You can't wonder anymore because it's utter madness. What is going on the ground in Trinidad and Tobago is utter madness, and that is the bottom line of
But
it.
this is why Sabga News Network don't want Philip Edward Alexander on the media.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because the conversations that we are having with the public of Trinidad and Tobago waking them up.
Correct.
Yes.
And God bless Robert and Sharon Amar for having this radio station, and we get the ability. And God bless every single donor for every $5 and $10 that allows us to pay for this airtime.
Yes.
Thank you, because the mission is to inform, educate, as Tony just said,
And
inform,
empower.
educate, and empower.
That's right.
That is the mission. So that you know, you could no longer, when you go to church and the priest talk, the pastor talk, when you go temple and mosque and you listen to the pundit or the imam and they talk, the mission is I walk away from here now informed. I am empowered to make better life choices.
Yes. 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 Listen, Trinidad and Tobago.
But we playing jackass games of who like who here straight and who here
Yeah.
curly, who is 1% and who's 9%. All are we. 100% are we at risk. 100% are we in danger. 100% of us are being molested by a system deliberately set up to fail. It is not that these monkeys do not know how to hold water, treat water, distribute water.
Yeah.
It is that as long as WASA fails, they could continue to thief money. It is designed to thief money. When you give in Kusal and Calco and Junior Sammy contract, pave this, fix that, sign the thing. When you could do that without having to tender, know that it have benefits. That is friends with benefits. I have asked Franklin Khan, the Minister of Energy, to explain to the nation, answer, was there a tender put out to every security company in this country to provide security services to what is left, the rump of Petrotrin, that Michael Aboud and Amalgamated Security just benefited from? They played a game that National Insurance was responsible for identifying the tenders, but they had one bid, only one, in a nation of 50 security companies. Miss me with that. We're taking a break to pay some bills.
We have a time check courtesy Omega XL. We'll be right back.
FM Limited, its owners and associates, accepts no responsibility for statements made by the talk show hosts or their guests. More FM Limited does not endorse any of the information provided during this commercially booked segment as the truth. That you have to judge for yourself. We, however, reserve the right to question statements made. But in this time of misinformation, government-controlled media, and corruption, it is sometimes hard to get the truth. But we must try. It is not our intention to discriminate or annoy anyone. We believe it is our constitutional right to free speech, to voice our opinion, and our duty to the population and country to expose the truth. More FM Limited takes no responsibility for the opinions of others.
Campari, the journey, the anticipation, the connection. It all comes together in one moment of perfection. And when it's over, we can't wait to do it again. responsibly.
This is a serious problem in Trinidad. What is diabetes?
There are two forms. Diabetes type 1, when your body stops producing insulin. Type 2 diabetes is a result of poor lifestyle. Type 2 diabetes is associated with being overweight, having high blood pressure, at higher risk for heart disease. It is a very serious problem.
Do not wait until it's too late. Let Omega XL be the first step in the right direction.
Get your Omega XL today. Live long, stay strong with Omega XL.
Don't think twice. Super quality would never be beaten on price. Conveniently located at Trin City, Kufa, and Endeavour Road, Shoguanas. Come experience the comfort, ease of shopping from your one-stop for variety. Look out for weekly specials. For further details, call 223-9715. Super quality, never beaten on price.
There's more, and then there's more FM. There's more, and then there's more FM. Station that gives you only the best music in every genre.
At the return of the greatest. Round of applause all time. Round of applause. Father Bogle. Bust the place. Give them his style. Bust this style. Mr. Bogle love the new brand style. Give them his style. Bust this style. Father.
We give you the true meaning to more.
Let's go to the beach. Make we have a party on the sand, y'all. Take off your rock, me want to see you now your tongue. But suppose, make me use my touch snap one. Now pretty belly skin, they ready to do the pan. You a generating brown in all of summertime. Umbrella bleacher. Cause I saw the summertime. So the girl them say them ready for the summer marathon. So me have to sing another summer song. So me answer.
Easter of excitement. Lock on and win big. Get ready.
Never look if I was a selfish man, I wouldn't be involved in this election. I don't know already, I want fame. Plus I ain't looking for fortune again. All I'm asking is that you pay close attention to the many problems we all face from dawn to dawn. You're intelligent, I think, and you should face issues. But you're behaving like a moron, cussing me for way I born, but you pipe a hand no water. You pay too much for butter. Take your steel beam and go. The terrible school system is such a bloody problem. Take your steel beam and go. Agriculture's in a state, planning is inadequate. Take your steel beam and go. The northern and southern idol, the two kingpins are bubble. We know, we like it so. Agriculture's in a state, planning is inadequate. Anything that's wrong, he go put it right. Georgie Porgy tell we the other night. So instead of displaying impatience, cool yourself and give the fella a chance. How the hell you could say ONR go do better? Bet we send you back Grenada in a drum. We and Georgie going to put it right together. We have freeness and freedom, plenty roti, plenty rum. Hospitals have no linen, this brown paper they're using. Take the steel beam and go. Public transportation is an abomination. Take the steel beam and go. Well, food, clothes and rent is proof. Cost of living gone through the roof. Take the steel beam and go. Classified information for personal gain is common, we know, but we like it so. brigade. To be them bourgeois people motorcade. Me afraid to tell you straight to your face. You back in a jackass in a horse race. Georgie say all you ain't getting one damn seat. Oh, and I come out to Mama Guy. And Bokassa say how all you going to feel the heat. The penalty to oppose is high. That's political suicide. We have no house, so we squat, living with cockroach and rat. Take this thing, be my war. The cesspit flowing over, you could catch yellow fever. Take this thing, be my war. Soldier in bulldozer, break down me shack in mover. Take this thing, be my war. It's plenty sexual favors to be a 10 days worker. We know, but we like it so.
Tony, I like it so much.
I like it so much. I like it so. I don't like it so. I don't have enough grease in this world to like it so. I'm telling you.
Just to add to our ads, I would like to invite the business community to advertise on this show, which is growing into the #1 show in Trinidad and Tobago. Call 796-8172 and speak to Satish. That number again, 796-8172. Our rates are very competitive. Do not miss out on this great opportunity. And for those of you who would like to donate to the radio show, please call 769-4590 and speak to Felicia Holder. She has all that information at the top of her head, and she will be able to give you the information. That number again, 769-4590.
Janice, we sitting here just having played a song that Sparrow sung 30 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah,
30 years ago.
That is amazing.
Sparrow, yeah. Sparrow is a Grenadian.
Exactly.
The same people.
Yeah, well.
Listen now, who drop low and wind back. What's the Congo song? I envy the Congo. Sparrow.
Yeah.
Sparrow is an icon. And the minute Sparrow stand up and say, the PNM is bandit party, but he's a nasty Grenadian, go back.
Yeah.
The same people who had loved him before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
But
He
you say
says-
the lyrics in that song
Absolutely.
is
It hit too hard.
He
amazing.
says political, but he says political suicide. They threatened to send him back to Grenada and a drum.
That's right.
You think it's now that on Narcos? We're doing that today.
Yeah.
That is a long,
Very,
long
very,
time.
Very true.
And
Very
people
true.
not seeing it. They will wind back. They will jam up. They will.
I envy the Congo, man. Listen, we just want. They have a level of people in this country that prefer to be dumb to reality, and it's like, I don't know. It's like we just driving hard on wet road, and we know that we can't survive our impact. So we fingers crossed and we hoping for the best. That's how we live.
Yeah.
That's how we live. Now we're supposed to have Sterling Leha in here at 10 o'clock. Janice, before you open the phone lines, we said that we were going to touch on issues and focus the conversation on issues. And I would like to suggest that we focus today on home ownership and the impact and the power of home ownership to right-size society. Because home ownership is critical to the development of a country.
Yes.
That's right. But not only that, I mean, I met somebody on Sunday who was telling me that he has applied for a home through HDC for how many years now, and he's still waiting. And every time he would go into their office, they could never find his file. Never could find. So they'll have him keep reapplying.
Yeah.
But
There's a rampant story across the board in Trinidad with many citizens, who signed up for donkey years. We're talking, I know, just the other day, we're talking donkey years. There's a large portion of our citizenry signing up for this. And you have people who now sign, who not even sign yet, and all of a sudden get house.
yeah, that's right.
You
Because he
understand?
was saying that he knows somebody who
And
signed
the
it 3
scandal
months
of
after
the
him.
Chief Justice sending a list of his friends and workers to get HDC
The
houses
homes, yeah.
is the reason why the Prime Minister was immediately supposed to take steps to have the Chief Justice removed. But we have no idea of propriety in a country where everybody is an emperor and a king dragon.
Yeah.
So you get a post like yourself. Fix your foot, fix your people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is exactly
That
what
is
it
it.
is. That is exactly what it
So you
is.
can pick up the word Archie. You have a link in the HDC.
Yeah.
Sparrow just say it's plenty sexual favors to get to be a 10 days worker.
This is
From the
it.
bottom to the top. We've isolated, herded our people, the analogy of them as a herd.
Yeah.
Because you could do them what you want.
That's
you could
right.
isolate them in the
Yeah.
herd. You could victimize them. You could pull them out of the pen. Murder them. People say, boy, you see? That's why I don't talk. Tell your children, shut up, I don't talk. Because you see what can happen there?
Exactly.
Instead of everybody saying, what the hell is this?
That's right. Yes.
You mad? Nobody in the country has power. The people have power.
Oh, that's right.
You have office. This nonsense the media does want to talk about voting them into power.
Yeah.
Nobody have power.
Yeah.
That's right.
Correct.
They
Very
are the
correct.
servants of the people.
The country exists because the people exist. And the organization of the people is a constitution, a supreme law of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. And that law speaks into existence certain positions that we agree. We will hire a chief justice, we will hire a president, we will hire a prime minister, we will hire a parlor manager. The job is to make sure the parlor run properly.
That's right.
There is a rule and a law for every position, but none of them have power.
Yeah.
That's right.
Their position is to serve the people. They're all public servants.
That's
The
it.
job description is in the name. You're a public servant.
That's
it.
right.
That's
President of the Republic, Paula May Weeks, is a public servant.
That's right. That's right.
The Prime Minister, Keith Christopher Mugabe Sabga Rowley, public servant.
That's right.
Chief
Yeah.
Justice Iva Archie,
Public servant. Yes.
And if they don't get it, the people should.
Yeah.
Because like Iceland, the day Iceland woke up and said, wait now. All these mocking pretenders, living like emperors and kings, on we dime, on we power, doing we what they want, fire all. Iceland emptied their parliament, jailed their bankers. I will never forget Romania. When Romania finally got democracy, they convened a parliament. The people of Romania convened a parliament, established a constitution, made law. We the people. And the first act of that parliament was to suspend the constitution and execute Nicolae Ceausescu.
Yeah.
For years,
For years,
decades
yeah.
of murderous abuse. For decades. When people sharing all this nonsense on Facebook about Gaddafi built a lake under the desert and he was going to turn the money into gold, all this bullshit. Gaddafi was also killing people.
That's
extrajudicial killing. Saddam Hussein, 2 sons, Uday and I know the other one was.
Yeah.
Uday, Uday will kill you for your girl.
Yeah. Yeah. Normal.
Normal.
Yeah.
When these fellas dead, the world was better off.
That's right.
Saddam, Gaddafi, the world better off. If you are in government anywhere in the world and you are ruling people by the rule of gun,
Yeah.
the faster they could get rid of you, the better for the world. It is supposed to be the power of the people operates the country
That's right.
by something called political will. The people set political will, the political agenda. You, at election time, it is a hiring process.
That's
all
right.
the people who want the job,
Interviews, going
all
through
the people,
interviews.
exactly, the election
Yes.
campaign is an interview
It's
process.
an interview.
All the people who want the work gotta come and say, this is what I propose to do. If you hire me, I will clean the yard, cut the tree, make sure the gate oil and working well. Somebody else come and say something else, and you get to decide what you want done.
Yeah.
But we're not having that conversation. We're not. We've reduced the election process to she sleeping with she neighbor and he rape his student and he is an international bandit. And while that is important information, the people go to the polls with no clue as to what is really going to be done in the country. You allow Sabga and Masi to own the media. So the bullshit coming out of Hema show and Fazil show and the news, because make no mistake, the news editor in Guardian and Express are dictated by the boardroom. You will never hear CNC3 operated by Nicholas Sabga when talking about all these people in QREP whose houses have been seized by Rohan Sinanan to be demolished to facilitate the QREP interchange. And they're talking about the greater good. Nobody talking about the greater good would have been served by demolishing Grand Bazaar. Grand Bazaar, Sabga's Grand Bazaar, was built on the highway reserve.
Right.
And the nonsense of the north-south interchange, because if you look at it from the sky,
It's ridiculous.
at the absolute absurdity that had to be built as a north-south interchange to accommodate Sabga's Grand Bazaar, it would have been cheaper. All of those extra things they had to build, roundabout here, twist about there.
Yeah.
When you come out of Grand Bazaar and you go on turn, and the other time you come out there, where all the lanes heading west, devil take the hindmost.
Yeah.
Make sure, don't make a mistake, you know.
Yeah.
It is not seamless integration. It is not lay-bys. It is not merge lanes. It is throw everybody and all you watch all yourself.
Yeah.
Stuff, yeah.
Because it
Make
is
do.
not designed. You come in west along that highway, 4 lanes. And when you come in close to Grand Bazaar, in the middle of the road, a wall appears, you know.
Yeah.
Pay attention.
Yeah.
A wall,
Up here.
a concrete wall appears in the middle of the road to separate who going west and who going Grand Bazaar.
Yeah.
That's right.
The entire north-south intersection is a blasted absurdity.
It is.
And it would have been cheaper. But I want to ask Rohan Sinanan, how come we have a different law for Sabga? How did Anthony Sabga get to go to his blasted grave? With Grand Bazaar, when you look at it from the sky, you see Grand Bazaar was built on the highway reserve.
Yeah.
I showed people a clover design interchange, which is
Yes.
what you have to use in a place like that.
That's right.
Anywhere else in the world. Anywhere else in the
Yes.
world.
That's
It's
right.
like 4 loops.
You go anywhere in the
It's like
US,
4 loops.
and that's what it is.
Seamless.
That's right.
Seamless.
No stopping, no mashing
Just
brakes. You're rolling right
When you
into
headed
it.
east,
Yeah.
and you bounce up what coming out of Aranguez by that overpass that they had to build to facilitate this. And everybody between that overpass and the overpass to go south, that 100 meters there of madness, that pinball game of everybody who dares wins to try to get to go south. You know what people is miss it? Have to drive to Valsade
Yeah, to make it
and
turn around.
and
Yeah.
come back down because they're afraid, because truck and thing flying down. And you have to hold.
It's
You
true.
can't stop on the highway. The man behind you screeching tires blowing on. The entire north-south interchange is an exercise in jackassery because Sabga built Grand Bazaar on the highway reserve, and no government had the testicular fortitude to demolish it.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. No government until
When
now.
you drive in Maraval, Saddle Road, Massey Stores, by Highland Park, built on the river reserve. A real government. You see, when Louis Leasing sent the backhoe to break down the man, he had something to do with the ex-girlfriend or girlfriend man or something in St. Anne's. I applaud him. Break it down, that's the power of the state.
Right.
But go and break down Daybreak Cafe too.
Right.
Go
Yeah.
and break down Massey Stores
Yeah.
on Saddle Road, Maraval, that on the river reserve.
Yeah.
But it's a bullshitocracy in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes,
And you
one
could get away. And this is why Nicholas Sabga doesn't want me on Hema show. Because for all the stunt and butterfly kisses she's want to be sending for the world, for however long they give me on that show, we will be talking issues, and they're scared to death of that. They try to set the national agenda in keeping with what they are a part of. And we live in a corrupt and broken society.
Yeah.
And the last bastion of decency, the hall of justice, is being pressed into service by deviant lawyers and a defamation statute that says we don't want no enforcement and we don't want nobody talking about it. That's why I tell Trinidad and Tobago, put Philip Edward Alexander in the parliament. Give me parliamentary privilege and watch that 1% beat their way to that Piaco airport.
Yeah.
Watch them race.
Boy, Piaco, the swimming.
It's racist.
The swimming, the point on the speedos and swimming.
Tonight on TV6, we have an abundance of Mercedes Benzes and BMWs in the Piaco car
just
park.
pack up. Keys in the door open. It's like, what going on here?
Yesterday I stand up with a gentleman, a businessman in Gulfview. Man point out a $40 million house being built. I couldn't believe when I saw it. I thought this was a hotel. It's a house.
A man house.
Wow. 40 million. If you see the height, if you see what they're building in Gulfview, it rival in the mall for size and up in the sky, and it's like it never. If you see this thing like a castle, 40 million, and he stand up with me in that park. He point out, Minister, $10 million house, Minister friend. He buy 3 houses and link all 3 of them together, $30 million, and he's just pointing out to me. And you're talking about this one who garage have 9 Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
What you do? I know a man who does be washing my name in him out, calling my name, who was a banana importer before Kamala, Jolene, John and Ganga Singh give him a couple contracts, and his name call in brown paper kickback. He, this same man in 5 years under Kamala, own houses plural in Fairways. You can't buy a house in Fairways for under $15 million. Wow. He owned houses plural.
Wow.
He was a mechanic, banana salesman under Kamala in one quick term. The best thing in life to happen to Arvin, Kalu and Kalko was Kamala. And the fact that his father-in-law, Roger Ganesh, was the director of highways. And these fellows went from nothing to nearly billionaire status. Put Philip Edward Alexander in the parliament. Put me in the parliament. Stop the bullshit. Let us get serious about how we operate in this country. We've spent $3 trillion in 56 years. We have people murdering one another for a pack of cricks and a tin of corned beef. This is a mad place. Janice, you could open it.
Right.
628-9595,
2131.
Hey, catch you off guard, nigga.
What?
Okay, I'm call coming in.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Philip. Good morning, Tony. And Miss Janice, good morning.
Good
This is the lady
morning.
from Sour.
The lady from Sawa. Good morning.
Yes.
Morning.
Yes. Boy, people in Trinidad are real foolish. And the gentleman who called their 1%er this morning, if he was listening and if he wasn't stupid, he would have never stand up on radio and say that. The need, I don't know.
Drop to your knees and
I just
pray.
get vexed when the bashing, yeah?
Drop to your knees and pray. Pray to God, pray to Allah, pray to Jesus, pray to Mother Lakshmi, pray to everybody. Pray that Trinidadians get an awakening before it gets too late. We have one chance. We have one chance. One chance, and you know it.
Yes.
You know it.
Oh God, they can't see and hear and understand. I don't know what's going on with Trinidadians. I really don't know. I'm willing to give you a chance. I want a change. I'm fed up as crumbs. I'm fed up as how do they say it? Half a loaf is better. I want
This
a
is
whole
not
loaf.
normal change, and they're afraid that they know this is black disinfectant, bleach, and salt.
You understand? Yes.
They know.
No, but you're right.
They know prime ministers will make a jail. They're afraid. Sabga
Yes.
afraid.
Yes.
Aboud afraid. They're
Yes,
afraid the
understand.
idea of Philip Derek Chin, movie Tom afraid.
Don't eat any big pie all the time and we stop fine.
Look now, man. How could the Minister of Health shame a woman, call she a tub and a fat thing?
Tell me this
That's
thing
nasty,
now,
nasty
boy.
man for a
It's
time.
embarrassing.
But he was a Minister of Health, and Movie Town don't have one healthy food option. Not one. People are arguing with me. How you could eat healthy in a country where not one item is healthy?
Yeah.
Oh God. But I coming down the 23rd.
Beautiful.
I love your voice.
I coming
love your
down. I'm
passion.
trying to get other people on
You
board.
bring them.
Yeah.
We will listen. It starts, a movement starts with the first adopters. You stand strong. Thank
Yes.
you, darling. Love your voice,
Yes,
love your passion.
all right.
Have a
Have
lovely
a
day.
beautiful day.
You too, dear.
628-9595, 628-3131. Add your voice to the conversation. We have two choices, Trinidad and Tobago. We sink or we swim. Pick one.
Very true.
Pick one.
Very, very true.
This mission we do every morning, you think it is free of victimization and talk? Character assassination. They send a CM man for me. I hope he see. If I end up in parliament, I will expose him. He, Jolene, John and Ganga Singh. This entire country, we do not have one single wealthy person in this country that could stand scrutiny.
Yeah.
We've abused Trinidad and Tobago.
Morning, caller.
Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
How you going, sir?
Glad to hear your voice this morning.
Nice one.
I'm calling from San Grande.
On the Grande in the house, east side.
Pertaining to housing, I used to work with the National Housing Authority. Traveling from San Grande to Port Spring every day. I applied for an apartment, which the person who was in charge with the apartment was Mistress Manning. Working in the NHA, want an apartment, I can't get no apartment, I apply like everybody else and wait like everybody else and all sort of stupidness. Right, so that part of housing with the PNM was in a mess. PNM was, National Housing Apartment was, National Housing was supposed to build in different places, and that place too small. In St. Joseph, where Holiday Inn is on the Rising Road, that was supposed to be National Housing, but they can't build. Everybody, they choose to rent so that people would get kicked back. So nobody building nothing. Right, so this place, I don't know, it starts with Dr. Eric Williams, you know. Dr. Eric Williams had this place in a mess. Right, and I knew,
Eric Williams was criminally corrupt. Eric Williams was criminally corrupt.
My age is 73 years, and I have never voted for PNM because I see what PNM is all about. When they used to do all in our nastiness, right? And people boasting and saying, I will vote PNM because PNM give my daughter work. Your daughter take man to get the work.
Thanks a lot for your contribution, caller. We have to take other calls. 628-9595, 628-3131. And yeah, you could call and you could bad talk them, but it's more than that have to be done. More than calling and bad talking, Tony. More than bad talking have to be done. We need the people to wake up. I'm having a conversation this morning with people on Facebook, and they're defending nonsense. I'm telling them the 10% deposit required to buy a house in Trinidad and Tobago is an artificial barrier designed to keep people from owning a home.
That's right.
The people who own the banks own 100, 200, 300 houses that they're renting out. That if people owning homes, you lose renters. They treat home ownership in Trinidad and Tobago as an ability for them to make money. Good morning.
Morning, caller.
Hi, good morning.
How are you going, sir?
Right. Within recent years, and Philip is right, within recent years, I would say about 18, maybe 80% of the average population can qualify for a loan. The average piece of land right now is 350,000, house 400, 700,000 minimum, and I pay for it, yeah? Today you see so many pieces of land going up rent to own. So many of the car dealers or used car dealers doing their own financing because they realize people have incomes maybe and they're on contract and they can't get a full year job letter and certain requirements to get financing for the different things. So they have that whole market now opening up, and going back to these low-cost housing stuff, who could afford this present government low-cost housing? Who really could? So I'm out of here and keep up the good job.
Thanks a lot, man.
628-9595, 628-3131.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Morning, caller.
Good morning. First time caller.
Nice. Where are you calling from?
I would like to say it takes PNM people to close down Caroni, a PNM man to close down the train, and a PNM man to close down petrol train. But if that had happened under Kamala
now, stick up in. I want to ask you a question, right? Caller, I want to ask you a question. Stick up in for a second. PNM closed it down between 2005 and 2010. Kamala came into power in 2010. Why she didn't open it back?
What you could open back?
The entire Caroni Limited. I could open it back now. It don't have to grow sugar. It could grow breadfruit, soursop, guava, citrus. It could grow avocados. 1.5 billion is $1 billion US to ship avocado. Don't call to make excuses for Kamala and her failed and corrupt racist party. Just like the PNM. Yes, you could piss on the PNM, but don't pretend that the UNC any better. Hang up that call. 628-9595, 628-3131. Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
You yourself, ladies and gentlemen of the world, everybody tuning in, listening. I am a diehard PEP supporter, and I just want to know, like, when I go to people and I ask them and try to bring them to the table, they have a very distrust of politicians on the whole.
You blame them?
What your advice?
But you blame them?
To get them to on board.
But you blame them? You blame them? We've only had corrupt, nasty people make themselves politicians in this country. You blame the people for being jaded. I don't.
No.
I doing this every single day, 24 hours a day. And I'm telling you, even when people come and talk absolute ratted jackassery to me, I don't blame them.
Yes, and I understand that. And
But
is
you
there
keep
anything
sticking
that
to the
we could
point.
point in the direction to say that PEP did, that we did already and trying to do so? If we give us a chance to get into Parliament, into power, that it's without a question or a doubt that it will be done.
Thank you, my friend.
Yeah.
Have a good day. 628-9595-628-3121.
Morning, caller.
Morning. How are you guys doing?
Not too bad. How you doing yourself?
All right.
You chewing concrete nail and spitting out rivets, so come good. Trying to keep smiling, what to tell you?
Right. You played a song just now from the Mighty Sparrow.
Uh-huh.
What is interesting and sad about that song is
30 years old.
30 years old. And the problems that we had then, same problems we have now. Nothing has changed in this country. Nothing. With PNM and UNC, nothing has changed.
Nothing.
Actually, crime even got worse.
Got worse.
We're in a worse state
Got
than we
worse.
were something years ago.
Thank you for that caller. I hope you
And that
come
is
into
what
on the Theatre match.
and them do.
Yeah, don't forget about them Theatre match. I hope you seen it there. I don't introduce Sterling Leha or Diego Martin Central. Before I take any other callers, let me bring Sterling Leha. He's the caretaker for Diego Martin Central for the Progressive Empowerment Party into the conversation. Good morning, Sterling.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
You hearing it properly?
Are you good?
Sterling.
Janice, morning.
You missed it. Anyway, I ain't want to get too playful right now, but you missed the time of your life yesterday. Eh?
Well, I realized when you could come up a storm yesterday, minus myself, and I was like,
get on dirty.
was
Sterling, we're throwing you in the deep end because the phones lit up. So Janice, you had to take your calls. 628-9595-628-312. Hello, good morning.
Morning, caller.
Good morning, sir.
How are you going?
Morning.
Talk
I
your
heard
talk.
Philip saying that he could open Caroni Limited.
Yes.
Under what?
Under Caroni Limited.
Under Caroni Limited?
That's right.
Philip, I will gamble all the money I have in the bank.
How much money you have in the bank?
Then you.
How much money you have in the bank? You
Yeah,
call to talk a crocus bag and ask. Let me go down that road.
Yeah.
How much money you have in the bank?
Better than you.
Better than me. Could do
Better
what?
than you.
To do what?
You is one man. Cannot open.
But you and I is two men. We could do it. With government power, we
You will
could do it. So
just
why we
like
not
all
doing
of
it?
them, Philip.
What's that?
You'll do just like all of them.
That's bullshit.
As always,
You think just because the people you vote for stink dirty and corrupt, everybody have to be stink dirty and corrupt? 628-9595-628-312. Turn on your radio caller, we'll have to cut you off. 628-9595-628-312. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Turn on your radio caller. Turn on your radio.
Okay, hold on.
Sterling, how is it going in there, man? Caller, Janice.
Hello, good morning.
Yes,
Morning.
Okay, my son is a member of the PEP, and he knows Mr. Philip Alexander very well.
Nice.
His name is Yannick, right? But what I am saying, all this problem came from since in 1956 with
Yes.
Dr. Eric Williams, as the man said from before, because when John O'Halloran they thief all the money
Yes.
and go with it,
Yes.
he pardoned them, he always pardoned them. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So, yes, PEP doing a good job,
Yeah.
Mr. Philip Alexander, but for 2020, Mr. Philip Alexander on his own, I want to know that if he can win election or if it will be a split vote for
They're not splitting
PNM
no
to
vote.
win.
You don't realize you don't hear nothing from the opposition. The UNC dead in the water. It's just a set of yellow card and some handful of sycophants talking in the background.
And they use that as a fair tactic.
Split vote. When they reach the
When they
split
tell you
vote,
that, you
when
go
they reach
vote
the
for them.
talking split vote, is because they have nothing else to bring to the conversation.
Exactly.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Mr. Alexander,
Yes, sir.
pleasant morning to you, sir.
Pleasant good morning to you and yours.
I've been listening to you for the longest while. And you know, this program is real. Over 10 minutes now I'm trying to get on to this program.
Once
That's
Janice
so
opened the
big,
phone lines, it is light up like a Christmas tree. Sorry about that.
Tell you over 10 minutes I'm trying to get on, and this showing me that this program is picking up, and which is good. But what I call to let you know, what I would like you to do, not only for me, you see all in Sansa, see Toko, I want to start to keep little cottage meeting and thing all in this area.
Yeah, we
all
come
down to your side.
We come in.
I know you're going to do very well.
Thank you,
Thanks a lot, man.
Your lips to
You're
God's
going to do very well,
Your
Mr.
lips to God's
Alexander.
have
I
a
know.
blessed day.
By
my
the
friend.
grace of God, you're going to
Grace
form this
of
next
God.
government.
Thank you, my friend. Have a great day. 628-9595,
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning, sir.
Great program.
Thanks a lot, man.
But I do want to make a comment about something that I hear this morning. And I know when I grew up with my grandmother, she was telling me that same thing. The power to knowledge is reading. And some of the young people have so much, information in their hand, and the time they're using to play a game, they should first watch what's going on with this government, open their eyes, and understand what was the role of the anarchies and the collegities. They should start reading and understanding what's going on, because there's a different type of slavery we're playing with right now. I don't want to go into too much of this party, that, but we suppose I have enough eyes to see that this government means nothing to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Nice one.
Yeah. Or any government.
Any
we've
government
ever had.
we've had.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, caller.
Hi, morning.
How you going, sir?
Calling from Sandy Grande.
Sandy Grande again. Yes, man.
Yes. I have a son which is 36 years old. The whole of last year, he gets 10-day work. His name is stayed on the list to be a regular worker. This year, he ain't got nothing. I went to the MP for Toko Sandy Grande 2 weeks ago. She told me I should go and register him with URC. You ever hear things like that while waiting for PNM and UNC people to come by my place? Because it's 4 houses in a sort of land of 26 votes. I'm waiting for them to come. I'm going to cross the backside like I don't know what.
Don't go down in Sangre Grande. PEP don't own Sangre Grande already. Tell them, thanks, have a great day, caller.
And I was glad if you could come Sandy Grande and keep a meeting, man. If you want, I have a big garage, you could come and keep a meeting here also.
On the list right after March, the first Saturday in April, we're having an emergency party meeting to ratify certain documents. Right after that, Felicia Holder, Shari Wilson, Anthony Defoe, make sure we in Grande.
We will be. We will.
Yes, see, man. So we've got people fed up at PNM and UNC because all NMC finish same way.
Same, Jacka, same.
Caller, you just said you have a nice big yard that we could use.
I have a very, very, very big yard because they just nobody to come and use and everything.
You want to call Tony?
Take my number. Could you take my number?
So we get an open invitation.
Yeah, that's what it's going to do.
Yes.
Take Tony number 688-4012.
That's it right there.
Yes, no.
688-4012. Give me a call. 4012.
4012.
Right.
12.
Send me a message or give me a call and after 12 though. After 12 noon today.
Okay, thank you very much.
Blessed day, my friend.
Beautiful.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, caller.
Talk your talk.
Hello.
Hello. Try again. Yeah, man.
Sterling, I'm going to get a little break. Let's talk about the issues that these callers have been raising here. I mean, Trinidadians are just frustrated. They're frustrated with the emptiness that government has been for the past 56 years. How could anybody defend either of these parties?
But I am with you with that one because I have neighbors who support either one of the two parties. I have a neighbor in particular. We was having a conversation with the last election. I was telling, and she was giving me a story basically why it is she grew up not liking Indian people. There's a red woman. Now her daughter.
I just want to say something because somebody messaged me something and I apologize for cutting in on you. But to the caller who just say you're a diehard PEP supporter, and while we appreciate the sentiment, we don't want nobody to be diehard nothing. Love Trinidad and Tobago. Vote country
first.
Vote country first. And while I allowed it, Tony, I allowed it in the heat of the exchange, but I just want to say, because I want to clarify, they say you must never become what you hold in contempt. What we're fighting is this same concept of sycophancy. We have no interest in that.
Exactly. And it's the worst thing to sit down and listen to people argue a point based on who more criminal than the other.
Yeah.
I mean, that is just madness. If you have a child, 2 children, you will love both of them evenly. But if one bad and really, really bad, you know to yourself something wrong. But if both of them bad.
Sterling, as you run late, we could take you in the last hour to talk Diego Martin Central. We could clear up these phone lines because the people are going to complain. Right, good. 628-9595.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, caller.
Morning, Philip, Johnny, and the other colleague.
How you going, man?
Program as usual. Philip, while I like all your ideas that your party is pitching, you have to remember, it's not the UNT it's not the PNM, it's the citizens of this country, because you see in 19 something in independence, we have had numerous political parties and all sorts of acquisition of corruption. Yet still, the citizens of this country keep, when elections come, voting for the city parties. So it's not that the citizens...
I can ask you a question. They've never had a real choice. If you go into KFC, you push that door, you only buying chicken. You have no choice. You understand what I'm saying?
Please hang up and try.
If you go into KFC and you push the door, Royal Castle, it's chicken.
Yeah.
You might have chicken and fish. When choice is limited, when choice is limited, you take what you get and you hope for the best.
And that's what's going on for the last 57 years. They didn't have
all of a
choice.
sudden you're going KFC and you have chasuka ifan on the menu.
Yeah. Morning caller.
Hello, good morning.
How you
Philip
going?
Alexander, first time caller.
Nice.
caller.
Where you calling from?
May the blessing of Almighty be with you guys and your party.
Amen.
Philip, I just want to ask a question, and I'll listen up here. Have you all ever considered merging with another party, specifically the Congress of the People? I'll listen up here your response. Thank you.
No.
Okay, so it is an absolute policy of the Progressive Empowerment Party that we not merge with anybody for one simple reason. Our policies are non-negotiable, but more importantly, our promise to prosecute and jail politicians who have abused public office. We don't need any partners telling us, well, guy we friend.
Yeah. I mean, not recycling anybody who have experience.
No.
We don't want them.
It's an all or nothing, people. This is an all-in bet, It's either we fix it or we lose it.
Yep.
Members of the party is all based on critical thinkers and people who want best for the country.
Take your calls, Janice. Take your calls.
Not a personal gain.
628-9595,
Good morning.
Morning, caller.
Morning. Now, I'm hearing people, first time caller to the program, right?
Welcome.
Hello, right. Now, I'm hearing people saying that our UNC PNF, they speak better either one of the two evil acts. If you can't vote UNC, who we go vote? The other vote that PNM. But I want to ask the citizen of Trinidad and Tobago something. You always been in a relationship, or they come out of that relationship, or you don't go back in the same relationship, or they're going on a new relationship.
Tell me this thing now, man.
They're going on a new relationship. Why don't they go back to the same
man, the last one beat you, this one beat you, going back to the first
one. They've given us sweat right since 1956.
And Philip Alexander, here's I went to a song I wanted to play. I went to play Good Citizen, Next Sparrow.
Yes.
I want to people to listen to that
song. Try and squeeze it into the nice stealing song.
All right, then. Okay.
Nice, man.
628-9595,
good morning.
628-3131.
Morning, caller.
Morning.
How you going?
Mr. Alexander, what is the listen to something? I've traveled to the Caribbean.
Just speak up a little bit for me, caller, please.
Yes, if I go to Guyana, every citizen of Guyana call themselves a Guyanese. It of their ethnic composition. When I went to Grenada, was the same thing. When I went to St. Vincent, it was the same thing. When I went to Venezuela, they were all Venezuelan. How come Trinidad and Tobago have Indians and Africans and no Trinidadians? That is where the problem is.
Thank you very much for that, caller. A man tell me Rowley like a half pack of cards. It don't make no sense dealing with him.
Good morning, caller.
Morning, caller.
Good morning.
How you going, man?
I good. I just called in the finals on it. We had the greatest pitch league in the world.
We had the greatest everything in the world. Everything in the world.
We had nylon pool, we have pitch.
If you stop to make the list of all the reasons why we should be
That is it.
Boy, that is a good question.
Why
tell me we keep voting.
We go there just now and a whole set of rubbish to put in the
man. Last night I driving up from south and I hit a pothole. I swear, feeling shaky.
People in Trinidad and Tobago have to stand up.
Caller, my wife's 6 months pregnant. How much time I thought she always made the baby in the car?
Oh gosh.
So trust me, I understand what
I
you're saying.
see what you could do with this road now.
Yeah, it's a set of abortionists making them road and shoot.
Everything going on change.
Caller, have a good day.
Everything going on
So what's the rate of miscarriages in the country? So
I show people throwing a child on the road. Listen, man, the country is a mad state. When you call to talk about, when I tell that caller open back carny,
hey, and I know, watch me.
They're so set in their mind.
Yeah.
When I tell you, take all the hectares of carny and just plant breadfruit, guava, avocado, soursop, and we will earn billions. Janice, look at your switchboard. What are you doing?
Yeah, but we have to go pay some bills. So.
Do it quick. Callers, don't lose your queue. Don't lose your place in queue. We're coming back.
Right, time check is courtesy Royal Castle.
Your eyes.
That's why Value Optical recommends world-leading transitions lenses that protect your eyes from blue light and 100% of UV rays. They automatically adapt to changing light conditions, making life simpler and more comfortable for your eyes every day. Now available in 4 new style colors for you to personalize any frame and express your style. Value Optical, caring for your eyes.
Santana boy, you can pick me up?
Yeah, where you?
By Racetrack Wheels. Boy, I went inside and I lose my mind. It's the best in brand name rims and high performance tires for so. They have special, so I make my name. Ha ha ha!
Panarine, you don't have a car?
Patsy gon' kill me.
So hurry on down and catch these great specials at Racetrack Wheels. 3 locations: number 330 Eastern Main Road, Aruca; number 64 Southern Main Road, Chase Village; and number 82 Bethany Road, Tobago.
It's that time again.
Constantine Park comes alive
as F104.7 Sports Day happens on Good Friday, the 19th of April.
Put your tug-of-war team together and come challenge
the defending champs, More FM and the Blazers team.
Bigger and better with new attractions.
The Iron Man Chef Cookout. You think you have a sweet hand? Then register your teams now
for the Iron Man Chef and the Tug of War.
Lots of games and prizes to be won.
Constantine Park. Register your team now.
Call More FM offices at 628-4073 for more info.
Disclaimer. More FM Limited, its owners and associates, accepts no responsibility for statements made by the talk show hosts or their guests. More FM Limited does not endorse any of the information provided during this commercially booked segment as the truth. That you have to judge for yourself. We, however, reserve the right to question statements made. But in this time of misinformation, government-controlled media, and corruption, it is sometimes hard to get the truth. But we must try. It is not our intention to discriminate or annoy anyone. We believe it is our constitutional right to free speech, to voice our opinion, and our duty to the population and country to expose the truth. More FM Limited takes no responsibility for the opinions of others.
628-9595, 628-3131. Talk your talk.
Yes, morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Yes, Mr. Alexander, I have 2 questions. Number 1, so if you have to open back Caroni Limited, are you going to go back into sugar also, or are you going to go into all these other stuff that we just spoke about?
It depends on the price of organic sugar in the world. The only sugar that we could compete right now, because of the global hegemony of the corn syrup industry, the corn industry, we won't be able to compete price for price. But if we could go into organic sugar, and organic designation requires strict criteria. You can't use certain pesticides and certain ways and means. So depending on that, yes. But if we can grow...
But who are you going to allow that to grow that? It would be the cane farmers. You're not going to go back into full labor force like Caroni had.
Well, again, it comes down to the model that you're going to use, but there are a lot of hardy crops that we really propose, because Trinidad and Tobago need to shift from a flour-centric diet. The bleach flour that we eat in Trinidad and Tobago is not good for you, and it is at the heart of much of this type 2 diabetes that we have. Breadfruit is a low glycemic starch. It stabilizes blood sugar, and we could use that to make flour and everything else. And it's things like this is real people-centered change that we need to look at. And at Caroni Limited, growing proper food, avocado, guava, breadfruit, mango, Julie mango for export. You know the kind of money we can make.
I totally agree with you, because that's my plan. I worked with Caroni before, and I worked in the diversification department, and actually breadfruit is one of the most underutilized foods in the world. So, and you're right up the alley. Right? You're right there. And we had a diversification department. Unfortunately, it was not well planned. Right? There was a fight between sugar and that, etc. and so on. So some of the best lands weren't given to the people who wanted to plant citrus and those things, etc. So one day I'll probably meet you, Tom.
Yes.
To sit down and discuss it.
I look forward to meeting with you to talk.
It's important that you do.
On the 30th of March at 10th Avenue in Barataria. Come and meet with us.
Morning,
Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Alexander. Morning, team.
Yes,
morning. I have a second time caller to your program.
Nice.
I have one issue I want to address. One thing alone. Now, the population of this country, have been battered by politicians. And you see, the way you come across to people, it says a lot.
you could hoodwink the population with being charismatic. It has been done in the past.
Correct.
Right? The thing is, I was listening to address the woman a little while ago on the Carney issue. You see, some of these people don't want to depart from their thoughts and their ideas because they were so much. So the thing is, how you come across to them, a lot, eh?
Yeah, but I want to tell you something, though, caller. These people not calling in to say they have an interest in switching to PEP, you know. They just call to defend the nonsense of their tribe. They call of what corrupt party they supporting. So I'm not engaging them anymore. I have no interest in them and hearing them defend the mediocrity and mismanagement that has ruined this country.
I know that, but be that as it may,
You
right?
want me to be more Obama?
No, I don't want you to be. I want you to be you, but I want you to be smart, because here's what, that will work against you at a certain level. I am very much in agreement with a lot of the ideas that you have. The technical aspect of things, those people don't want to. They would not buy into it just so.
Could I
they would have already fixed their mind on.
Could I say something to you?
Mm-hmm.
You know what shock doctrine is?
Mm-hmm.
Shock doctrine is what the government uses to frustrate people and make them accept nonsense. What we do is called counter shock, and it is the only proven way to break through that set, hardened mindset that you're talking about. It won't work on all of the sycophants, but as more than 50% of the population don't want nothing to do with the PNM and the UNC, they want to hear people willing to take the fight to the contract mafia and the corrupt politicians. We want them to be lucidly clear. We're not in this to make friends.
Just bear me out on this. If you drop 2 drops of dirty water in a barrel of clean water, it will stain the entire barrel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Be very mindful of how you come across.
The analogy is good, but if you drop 2 drops of bleach in the same water, it clean it.
All right, but
Have a blessed day.
Nice one.
Thank you, caller.
When you come in, you must come, you know. This wicked, you can't just pelt a ball, you know.
Nah, but Trinidad and Tobago need a true wake-up call, and we're not trying to be diplomatic in the sense. We just want to get the job done, and that is what Trinidadians need to understand.
Go and listen to Tony Robbins.
You have a group
Tony Robbins is the #1 motivation speaker in the world. Go and listen to him. He have a 6-day seminar. When you listen to him talk to people,
Hello, good morning.
back, you know.
Yeah. Morning, caller.
Hi, good morning.
How you
all
good?
Morning.
Not too bad.
Very good.
A pleasant good morning to everybody. I was having a discussion with my wife a couple days ago, and I sat and I thought to myself, usually, you know, we blame the PNM and the UNC, greed, whatnot, they thief money so much. When I look at the health system, the amount of babies that die in the hospitals every year, our fathers, our brothers, mothers and daughters. Not only does greed overtake the PNM and UNC, we have to also look at them as murderers as well. Because these are the people that are in a position to do something, to fix the country, to save lives, to help each and every person that lives in this country. And they do nothing.
That's an absolute fact.
Look at the crime rate.
Yeah, that's an absolute fact.
Exactly.
Yeah, boy.
That's an absolute fact. And I wanted to, anyway, make your point, caller, because I want to answer you, because you want a correct thing here. Yeah, make your point.
As I was saying, they are murderers. What we have been doing for the past 56 years is electing basically murderers in the government. And unless we look at them as what they really are, unless we face that fact, we will continue to do the same thing.
Have a blessed
we
day,
will put
caller.
Hitler in government.
Have a blessed day, caller. Thank you very, very much. Have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Hello, good morning.
You're not going to answer in depth, though, Janice. I mean,
I know.
Morning, caller. Morning.
Morning, sir. How are you all?
Not too bad. How are you, sir? How are you going?
I'm reasonably well.
Nice, man.
Tell me something, Mr. Philip.
This man waited before you start to talk. I tell you, I love to hear his voice when he called to buff me. Buff away!
No.
You have a sexy, speak up and louder though, because the callers like to hear your
All
voice.
right, okay.
It's like an iron fist in a velvet glove.
All right, I hope you can fight. Okay, so I didn't hear you on your position or your policy or your idea on fixed date for elections, general and local.
Do you know that we actually have a fixed date according to the Constitution? It's exactly 5 years and 6 months from the date of the last election. So that from the time an election is held, any time between there, you can have a snap election, which is the Westminster system, but it can't exceed 5 years, 6 months. You still there? 628-9595, 628-3131. Talk your talk.
Good morning, Mr. Alexander.
Morning, caller. Morning, caller.
Morning, caller.
Morning.
Alexander, Mr. Alexander.
Uh-huh.
You know when turn in Parliament Friday?
Mm-mm.
You check it out?
I don't watch that circus anymore.
Mr. AG did some amendments to the Companies Act, right? And he made a major amendment introducing something called beneficial owner of the company. But he exempt everybody trading on the stock exchange.
Yes, that was a complaint.
You hear that? He said because the stock exchange is very robust and trading stocks is digitized, and when they sign up, they know the customer and all kind of thing. So the 100 and something company trading stock exchange, I'm exempt from pulling out the 4 marks beneficial owner.
Jesus.
All they hear about that?
I heard about it.
Listen.
They only finding ways to make it possible for these white
don't want to make that known.
collar
I
people
want to tell you, our legislative agenda starts with repealing everything Faris do since this government was in power. I mean, it is ridiculous the kind of laws this man has bring to the parliament.
The amendment to the act that pass you fast. And I look for Saturday so many papers.
Send me the link on Facebook when you find it, Kola.
Hello?
Send me the link on Facebook when you find it.
And then secondly, I hear you talk about Calco. I see Mr. Zenan cutting ribbon for a road that Calco fixed.
Santa Cruz.
Yeah, the one Salavan.
Santa Cruz, Lavantel, yeah.
Oh, nobody find a conflict of interest? Sarobai and uncle? Nobody? Have a good morning.
You too, my friend. If they have conflict of interest, I will bones.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Mr. Alexander, can I have your number, please? The reason I'm asking is I am dealing with a child who needs a surgery that is crippled and fluid is leaking to her brain, that is swelling her brain. We have gone to the Children Life Fund on 3 occasions, and we are getting a runaround. Last week, Thursday, the mother, who's a single mother of this child, called 5 times within Thursday and Friday, and nobody from Children Life Fund is responding. I need your number to have a brief dialogue with you to see if you can get some help.
682-2110.
Because if this child do not get the surgery by the end of this month, this child will be totally brain dead. May I have your number, sir?
682-2110.
682-2110?
Yeah, call me after the show.
Will do, sir. Thank you very, very much.
Have a good day.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, Gola.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Morning.
Philip, I tell you, it doesn't shake me as no politician anyway. You make everybody laugh, boy. That's the person you is. You enjoy your years. I ain't fitting up like our prime minister. Our prime minister don't get on so. You nice chest of yours. Yeah, what to do? For Easter weekend, if you're really serious, you will be the prime minister. You see, Matura, all them place up there, like Matura Bay, bring real music and food and thing, and let people come up there and have an.
I like that idea. Tell me something.
Yeah.
Where you located? Where you located?
Nah, you can't know that.
No, wait, no, go come now. Just give me the constituency. I want your address.
No, what kind of...
I want you to come and meet with us and help us coordinate the event. That's what I say.
If all the people here tell come and meet, if all we really come there.
But they've been coming.
They don't stop coming.
They've been coming.
If you see how much meeting with us have on a Saturday.
Caller, you have to remember, we don't have no deep pocket financiers, so we don't have deep pockets to finance everything. So what we do, we depend on everyone to help out on the ground. So if you bring information for us so they can help us, we will come and meet with you and work with you.
Absolutely, we coming by you.
It's all about the people.
We
on the ground. We have to work on the ground.
Hiring me, I want to get paid. Are you hiring me? I want to get paid.
Well, let me tell you something. Last weekend
people don't appreciate it. What I
tell you last week we pay people in corn curls and cheese balls. So if you don't mind, I walk around.
I know cutting teeth off, Philip. I want to ask you something, Philip.
Yes,
answer me this question. Is any government independent?
Is it independent?
Any government.
No government could ever be independent. It is
good. Who did you submit there?
It's supposed to serve the people.
No. Besides that, we're talking internationally based.
You mean if Trinidad could be independent of world economies?
No,
they are certain.
Understand the question. This is international basis. Is any government around the world independent?
Yeah, they have some independent governments, but I'm not sure exactly where you're trying to go, like independent economically, independent politically.
You're not understanding.
I'm not, and I want to answer you.
Right. Where do we get money from? Do we print our own money here?
Well, I mean, we have a Trinidad currency, but at the end of the day, it's backed by the U.S. currency.
Okay, well, if you look on the Trinidad currency, you'll see it still have the 3 ships, right? So do we still owe the alliance to...
Somebody sent me something that say we pay Britain £250,000 or dollars a year for our
Right.
pitch
So
league.
where we money really going? Where we money really going?
I want to tell you this. I want to tell you this. For 56 years, we have had one seamless version of the same government in power with different faces, different color jersey, same blasted ideology. Put the Progressive Empowerment Party in power, and we will figure out all of these
Philip, you
hidden
can't,
things.
no, don't just jump that inside it. Don't just jump that for me. You can't give me nothing out. Let me just say that, because you're working very hard on the people radio station to, elevate yourself to a higher standard. You want to be the prime minister.
Power the
and to
people.
One change thing, right? The power of the people, okay?
Right.
Well, the people that don't come already and that don't play all them tricks, and you just sit down there watching people playing tricks, and somebody commented there and say, I'm not going to do that. You know you're not going, and just allow them to do that, right, Philip? Normally, that's it, Philip. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning. Sorry, I apologize.
Rise over you, man.
Philip,
Morning to
tell
you.
me, who we going and trust, boy? These people, if it's them done, they already them as old dinosaurs. If you had to sit down and watch them, hey, Rowley, where is he seen? But we want money, people hungry, people had to go to school with money and what nothing it look like, right? And everybody just want to make money. Once your money go in the bank, they don't care about you.
Listen, you have passion. What you lack is information. I'm not saying that in a disrespectful way, because the love you have for yourself and your family,
What
your country,
information I need,
you
Philip?
need information. You need
Philip, you
information.
have a papers in front of you?
Not at all. I have me in front of me, and I want to tell you something.
Okay, so you're just depending on yourself, Philip?
Depending on my ability to suss out the facts, I'm a critical thinker, a logical deducer. I
Philip,
bring
are you
information.
alone in that standard?
Not at all. All of us are.
Very well. So why is
All I want
my
to say to you is
contribution-
this: where the actual operation of the country is concerned, many people do not understand how it works.
You can see it in the reality.
All right,
don't
so I would
this
like-
with people.
I would
Something
like-
in front of you, you can see the evidence, but you still asking me where it is.
No.
and what you're
What I
talking
would
about.
like to do.
I playing with my brain.
Not at all. You didn't
no,
let me
that is
fin-
playing
you
with
see,
my
I listened to
brain.
your whole
That is
sentence and you're not
reverse
listening to
psychology.
mine.
I don't like people using.
No, I just want to
answer
say
straight
this.
questions.
I just want to say this to you. Could I say something to you?
Go ahead, sir.
I want to give you the information that you need so that you could make your statements. That is all I'm
Philip,
saying.
the information is there, as well as it is written in the parliament. That is what you live by. That is the laws you live by. Because the laws of the state recommend that you hit one a slap on your waist and you put me as the poor man in jail for life. Does the law recommend that?
But Cole, I'm saying to you that the
No, the answer is no.
you're
So then
wrong.
why do you use
But
the-
you're wrong because
the-
the laws are written for the people, by the people, through your representative in the parliament.
don't
And if
say
you don't
that.
like, Kola, if you
Don't
don't
say
like the
that. Them-
laws,
Philip, don't say that. Them, if I did, and they're waiting for somebody to look up for this gangster thing and what do you call it?
anti-gang
Gang
Anti-gang
leader thing.
position,
Yeah?
yes.
So he two of them are slept and them out on bail. If it was me, what were going to do with me? Are you mad or?
And get a certificate of good character on top
Yeah.
of
the
it.
man, the media published, listen there,
Yeah,
the media
boy.
published, the man say he's a simple business owner.
Yeah,
Somebody asks,
so right. So what we
business
doing? What we
simply
doing? We're going
managing?
No,
backward or we going
but caller, for instance,
All right, but wait,
we
wait,
talk
wait,
about
wait.
information. The Newsday this morning had an article, 92 murders as of today. And as you read into the article, the first thing it said, the murder toll now stands at 93 with the 2 new murders. So they can't even count 92 on the headline and then they start with 93 inside the
Right, so you
time.
already have a statistic
Well, listen,
for
to me,
life.
I catch what I'm saying.
people
So
let's say
you
you have
already
an inside
have-
track
they
with
already
us
have a
because when you
statistic for
call,
life.
caller, when you
Right.
call, we just let you talk for hours, but everybody else, we have the switchboard lit up. So I'm telling you, come and meet with me. This Saturday we in Stanmore Avenue. Next week Saturday we in Barrett Area, 10th Avenue at 5 p.m.
Come down the road now,
and meet
man.
them, man. And let
Come
we
down the
talk.
road.
Let we sit down and talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Hi, morning.
Morning, caller.
Yeah, morning, Philip and the crew.
How you
Yes,
doing?
good
How you
morning.
Yeah, hi. I listened to Philip since day one. Well, first and foremost. And everything that Philip talked about with the country, how it's going and everything, is like you listen to what you're thinking for years that happening right through over and over. And the thing is, I don't understand certain people still believe in the government right now and the government that's going. You understand? I just try real hard to talk to people and explain to them that we need a change and this is the change. You understand? But it's hardest, but I'm trying still.
Thanks a lot for your call.
Yeah, man.
And on that note, we are going to pay some bills. We'll be right back.
And get more options from Royal Castle with their 3 tasty meal specials. Meals made with the freshest fish, seasoned with the Castle's appetizing Trini ingredients and cooked to golden perfection. Choose from the fish combo, 2 succulent pieces of fish, 1 side and a 16-ounce soft drink, or the fish sandwich combo of a tender, tasty sandwich, 1 side and a 16-ounce soft drink, or even a flavorful veggie combo option of a sandwich, a side and a 16-ounce soft drink. Get more options from Royal Castle. Our culture, our taste for Lent.
Campari. The journey. The anticipation. The connection. It all comes together in one moment of perfection. And when it's over, we can't wait to do it again. Campari. Come together. Must be 18 years or older. Drink responsibly.
It's that time again.
Constantine Park comes alive.
As M 104.7 Sports Day happens on Good Friday, the 19th of April.
Put your tug of war team together and come challenge Constantine Park. Register your team now.
Call More FM offices at 628-4073 for more info.
There's more, and then there's more FM. There's more, and then there is more FM.
People don't know ya, but they won't judge you. They talking about ya, must be something about you.
The station that gives you only the best music in every genre.
¿Cómo te llamas, baby? Desde que te vi supe que eras pa' mí. Dile a tus amigas que andamos ready. Esto lo seguimos en el after party.
We give you the true meaning to more.
This is where you belong. Don't make me wait too long. All night long.
Easter of excitement. Lock on and win big. Get ready.
Every day I sit and wonder how this sweet island gets so bitter. Low salary but cost of living gets higher. We inhumane behavior. Things don't turn upside down. Smiling faces becomes a frown. Guns galore, we now live in fear. People no longer seems to care. My heart is filled with pain and agony. I see a man begging for mercy. They rub him and they shoot up his body. I can't take no more. I pray for we save. Sweet back, sweetie auntie, bring it back. Land of the milk and honey, bring it back. Sweet family, the way that it used to be. Bring it back. Like long ago, what was mine was yours too. Bring it back. Peace and harmony, my red, white and black country. Bring it back, I say. Bring it up. 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 Now all I see is darkness all over. Stray bullets have running for cover. Shedding tears has become so natural. Humans behaving more like animals. No respect for values anymore. Even the lawmakers breaking the law. Who can we trust? Tell me who to save. Is they undertakers? Dig new graves. Wailing and bawling is your new band launching. New sizes of boxes we measuring. Nearly all household you're hearing about. creation in your hand. You can create and you can destroy. Please turn our sorrows into joy. Forgive us, Father, we have sinned. Turn back the sword, oh Lord, I'm pleading. Change the hearts of the wicked ones. Guide and protect all your daughters and sons. Through this perilous times, I know with you on board, blessings will flow. TNT will again arise. To the sweet, sweet paradise. Bring it back, sweet TNT. Bring it back. Land of the milk and honey. Bring it back. Sweet family. The way that it used to be, Lord. Bring it back. Like long ago. What was mine was yours too. Bring it back. Peace and harmony. My red, white, and black country. Bring it back, I say. Bring it back, I say. Bring it back, I say. Bring it back. When it take a village to grow a child, and all we do was smile. Bring the country back, I say. Bring it back. When we eat from the same pot, bring it back. We drink from the same cup. Bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back. My red, white, and black country. Bring it back. When we look out for each other, bring it back. We were all brothers keepers. Bring it back. My red, white, and black country. Bring it back. Sweet family. Bring it back. Bring it back. My red, white, and black country.
My red, white, and black country. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. But we're not going to get it back if people continue sitting on their hands and pretending that somebody else going to come along and fix it, Janice.
That is so true.
This is not. If Massa Day had done, Messiah Day should done too. The people
right.
supposed to wake up to the responsibilities of their country.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it is a responsibility.
It is a responsibility. If the drain in front of your house block and you could clear it, but you don't clear it because you're complaining, and then water beating up inside of there and it come and it flood your house.
Yeah. Who's to blame?
Ultimately.
We are.
Ultimately. And at the end of the day, still, Diego Martin Central. Let's talk Diego Martin Central.
Oh,
Diego Martin Central. What are the critical issues? I mean, besides jobs, crime, traffic.
Well, we have the same issues as most other constituencies. Water is one of the biggest
education.
problems. And every time
public health.
Every time rain falls very heavy in the Gomartin for more than 15 minutes, since the floods of 2012 and 13 or 11 and 12, I think it was, if I remember the years clearly, I get in a kind of state of disarray because you don't know if it's going to fall heavy enough to flood out your houses, to flood your house out. You know, the first time it was an inch again and water was going to come into my house.
Right.
And I had a lot of friends that lost everything. One of my old coaches, he had about 2 to 3, almost 3 feet of water in his house the first year, and then second year he got 2 years back to back, and then recently again. I mean, and you think about
the
it.
Traffic to come out of Diego Martin Central, where Diego Martin Central meet Diego Martin West by Powder Magazine West Small there on a morning is an exercise in stupidity.
Well,
they are the lanes that are required to broaden that road. If, and I say if because you may not have to, in fact, you should try it before interfering with the walkover.
Yeah.
But extending that walkover, taking a piece of land from Cocorite, because they have Cocorite Hospital, because they have no problem with this little Diego Martin school by Union Road there.
Yeah.
They take away a piece of it for the highway expansion.
Yes.
Now they take away a big chunk of it for the walkover. So
Yeah.
them little children who used to have a field to run around in, in the yard, they lost that.
Yes.
But the thing about
We don't care. But saying to you, if you need to extend the walkover to make a 5th lane by 7 Day Hospital, it's a piece of land to take, if that. It is not an expensive proposition to remove the pavement. You see, between Powder Magazine and the 7 Days Hospital,
right.
Next time you driving out of there, you drive in that lane and you watch. There is about 20 feet.
Yes. Yes.
After the pavement, all you need to do is push back the pavement 12 feet and you have a new lane.
No, but not only that, they could do a tunnel as well. Because they have enough land, it's above the ground.
And I'm not saying no, but I'm saying to you, a weekend, a Baku and a Baba Green.
Yeah.
And I could solve that problem in the traffic.
Well, in a real world, it'll work like that.
Listen, where your partner, who does do the flavors? Your partner,
yes.
His building built right up onto the pavement, so you might have to relocate him. But it's easy to put him in an inter-industrial sector now.
Well,
move him, take that space. But the greater good. The greater good.
No, but
Sterling,
he's a man for country, and if he is a
if he knows, I'm sure. Right, he's a man for country. Right, so I'm calling his name, but you know who I'm talking about. And that's the only building that you could say is a challenge, because in front Mohammed's Hardware they have about 12 feet.
No, but he still have at least 10 feet on the front, on the roadside.
Still, but I'm just saying that the traffic coming out of Diego Martin could solve fast.
Always. And the thing about it is, I work in Woodbrook, I live in Diego Martin, and I leave home in the dark just to avoid the traffic.
Man.
You understand?
Listen, man.
You have no choice.
I have no choice. And the thing about it is that, and then on top of that is the stupid driving on the road, compounds the whole thing. The days that the police are there to help traffic.
No, they have the world of laybys with Victoria Keys and Powder Magazine and all these things. So all of these laybys create an opportunity for the P drivers and the disrespectful drivers to play leapfrog
and run up the shoulder.
I mean, all of us who have been late, sometimes we've had no choice but to take a chance. But it shouldn't require, it should be traffic management. If you pass the Seventh-day Adventist Hospital and the traffic gone, then something tells you that between that is where the bottle jam is. Right there.
Yeah.
Fix that. And that's a simple thing. Where is the public health center for Diego Martin Central?
Well, there's one on Church Street, a small one, and that's just before after the church, if I remember right. And then there's one
Which
in the valley.
church?
On Church Street in off the Diego Martin Main Road, by this girls' school that looks like Providence.
Right.
Corpus Christi. Yeah, they're supposed
So
right in the
Diego-
street
but
there,
that-
just after
But
the
if that's on the left-hand side, that's Diego Martin West. That's not Diego Martin Central.
well, Diego Martin Central.
Diego Martin Central is everything on the right of Diego Martin Main Road. Diego Martin West is everything on the left.
And then the other one is in the valley, right by
But-
Simeon Road. So I'm not even sure.
Simeon Road would be Diego Martin Central.
Yes,
Yeah, that would be
the one
Central.
so on Simeon Road. But even a simple thing.
There's a health center in Simeon Road.
No, on the corner, just by where the water pumping station is.
Right.
That on the corner there is where the health center is actually.
And it's a fully functional.
Well, I've never been inside, to be honest.
I gotta go and take a look.
I've never been inside.
I gotta go and take a look because you see, and the reason I ask
I have had very bad experience in the public health sector.
Absolutely.
I have a swollen thyroid. The doctor was very nice, thankful for him, but the whole process.
The system is nonsense.
And the system is a waste of
The
time.
system is nonsense.
I mean,
it is designed to frustrate and fail so that 1% importers could make billions every year selling the government's nonsense.
But the thing about it, if it works well, they will make money anyway.
No, but you see,
this is my point.
But you see, they won't. Not the kind of money they're making. Because if I could invoice you for bandages and medication that you never get, and you pay my bill.
Well, true. You have a point.
I am the invoice business.
Yeah.
They have people invoicing the Ministry of Works for works that never do, you know.
Well, I know that. That happens.
HDC pay for houses that only exist on paper, you know. A proper government to audit everything that has taken place in this country the last 30 years will uncover at least $1 trillion of
corruption,
misappropriated, stolen money.
Well, I like to say theft. I just call it for what it is. Banditry and theft.
But if the people don't understand that change won't come unless they change, and people don't ask about it can get worse, it can't get worse.
Exactly.
Change can't get worse. Right now,
we as citizens have to change our method of thinking. We have to become more country oriented.
Sterling, Trinidadians all worked for Petrotrin. We may not understand that.
Yeah.
We may not understand that the shopping in West Mall is 3 degrees from the Petrotrin worker because we don't understand how the economy is interconnected. I tell people all the time, you can't sell Mercedes-Benz and BMW in Trinidad and Tobago without people vending on Charlotte Street. Because the vendor on Charlotte Street makes money that he spends by the business above him, that he spends by the printer, and that is how you climb the ladder.
Exactly.
Till the man on top is making enough money. They have a joke where the boss told their workers, he drove in the office with a brand new Maybach Mercedes-Benz, and he say, if you work harder next year, I can get a bigger car.
Yeah.
It's not like you can get one too. It's a joke.
Right.
But it's, the point I'm trying to make is the economy that you think that you want for there to be doesn't exist in this country anymore.
No.
And after the Petrotrin hijack really becomes a reality to a lot of people who don't understand that the power of our economy has been taken and given to other people. But Michael Aboud getting the contract to provide security in what is the new Petrotrin, when they had a Petrotrin security force before, adds a layer of profit that you didn't need. We've privatized things that didn't need to privatize. The Petrotrin security staff understood Petrotrin.
But
we
Philip,
never had any blowout. No, a token plane.
Yeah, but Philip, people in this country sat down.
You have to go and hire back the same Petrotrin workers that you just lay off and put them in an amalgamated uniform.
But the
because how else you will understand Petrotrin?
But the Petroleum Act from 1956 or whenever it was formatted and was passed in Parliament protected the state properties from being transferred into a private company, and that was done by this government, and people in this country sit down and watch that theft took place and nobody said anything. But again, who is going to police them?
The 1% is working very hard under this government to cement their control of the country. So you will go to court, or you will go and make a report, and you will find out that what you think is wrong is actually legal. But Trinidadians need to understand, slavery was legal too. Apartheid was legal. We are supposed to be talking about what is legal. The Holocaust in Germany was legal. What we're talking about is what should be lawful and just. That is why the Progressive Empowerment Party says undo and redo and go back to the Constitution and rebuild the country from there.
That's right.
And the thing about it is that we need people that willing to stand up for country and put differences aside. Yes. I've had instances with family members and when people, I have a sibling who turn around and tell me, say, hey, well, why you didn't side with him? I say, because he was wrong. If there was a situation with a fight, I will defend him and say, hey, but when the fight done, I pull him square and I hit him in the top of his head and say, listen, you see that bullshit you did just now? I ain't don't do it again, you know. Because I am one person, I don't stand for that. Whether it's my family, my friend, I'm telling it straight as it is. I'm not getting involved in no kind of wrongdoing. Because what avail am I going to do if I'm going to allow you to do that?
Sterling,
and knowingly that I can tell you,
Sterling, I want to ask you, what has been done in the last 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 25 years, 30 years to create jobs, hope and opportunity in Diego Martin Central?
Well, Diego Martin Central is probably one of the largest what used to be the largest middle income accumulation of people in Trinidad in that sense, and you're seeing the middle income families.
Yeah, but the numbers don't agree with you when you add River Estate to that.
No, but let's say River Estate used to be nice long time.
I know, but Patna and River Estate.
My grandparents used to live in River Estate as a child. When I used to go up there for lunch every day, it was a nice place. It was a lovely development. Now River Estate is basically getting like a ghetto.
A HDC ghetto.
It's a ghetto.
It's a planned ghetto.
You can't.
But asking you again, what is done? What has been created? What vision? What has been provided to give the young people growing up in Diego Martin Central something to hope for, to aim for, as a career, so that they can have a life, get a husband, get a wife, have your children by your house, live that dream? What is there?
Nothing really, nothing at all. Because if you're seeing it with the businesses, you have they're working in shops. They have some of them. They're not even working. They're lingering and they're languishing all over the place, and they're selling drugs. Or if they're not selling drugs, they're home. If they have a home,
the largest segment of our population that votes lives lives of desperation.
Yeah. And they vote in parties that don't help them
because they have no choice. Because they work in the little bit that they get, they're afraid to lose that. It could to them. It could be worse.
Well, before
to them, political victimization.
The
to
promise
them,
of better is always good too.
I know, but to them, political victimization real. It cuts to the core, and this is why misbehavior in public office, and this is why we've never had a real government, because to have a man making people have to negotiate to get public works. It's like when I tell people yesterday, they arguing at me and saying, why you taking on this road march thing and talking about soca mafia? Why you care about the road march?
Mm-hmm.
Because, and I say this without fair contradiction, it's public funds.
Mm-hmm.
If the soca mafia was fighting up with their own money, then brother,
hats off to you.
But this is public funds, and a case could be made to prosecute Tuco. A case could be made to bring the Ministry of Culture before the courts to account for the road march.
I mean, in his whole scope of things, people might think it's not big, but it's
everything.
It's
broken windows theory says fix the small things and the big things will take care of themselves. We live in a country where everybody afraid to lose, and if you don't have misbehavior in public office enforced against the
people that are
those
hired
who
to protect
controlling the CPEP and URP jobs, if they could continue to abuse people, that I give you a 10 days, you give me back 1 day.
Mm-hmm.
You're paying me a day money.
Exactly.
And you're bringing enforcers, Muslim enforcers and gunmen. This is our government. When you hire Spanish and Burki and all of them and you give them contracts, public works contracts, what's the message you sending to all the young people that you telling go in school and get an education? Why? Why no education? When I could have my weight and gold around my neck? Why no education?
Very true.
Well, if I give you a joke.
We live in a jackass farm of a country.
I was at drag racing yesterday up a ball. I do my MC and stuff there. And I was brought to my attention by one of the girls who works with us. She said, how old that little boy is? A little boy must be not older than 7 years old. Draped down in gold. Now, I don't know what his father does. I don't know what his parents does. Father was just as dressed off in gold as he was. But I am pretty sure if you take that gold off and weigh it,
it weighs more than the child.
It almost a third or a fifth of the boy weight.
Okay, so
I mean, and you look at the old man, and I mean, you don't judge people like they by the book or the cover, but they have that. Unfortunately, they have that look. That we are grown accustomed to. No, the man might be a legitimate businessman, like our friend in Silots.
And have a thing about gold.
And have a thing with gold. But the fact that you could walk, I can't put on my gold ring, my wedding ring, or a gold bangle that I used to wear, and feel safe. But you could have covered from head to toe in gold and walk the street free and not have any fear. Well, boy, I want some of you. Either you have a big pair or the protection they have, good. I want some. But if the normal average citizen can't wear the 1 or 2 pieces of jewelry that they have and feel safe to walk the road with it, how a 7-year-old child could have that security?
Imagine. The status quo of the citizen is to lock up yourself in your house, cage up yourself.
But we're living in prisons, Anthony.
That is it.
Right.
That is the point.
We're living in prisons.
Your family home right now, when you're going to mop, when you're going to mop your floor, and you're filling your bucket in your kitchen sink and you're emptying it in the toilet, the mop bucket water, because you're afraid to open your gate and go out in your own yard. You are in jail.
That's right.
Listen. I forget the point. I guess move the train of thought.
No, but the point is, I'm going to come back to this. Diego Martin Central have issues that affect the people of that community that make their life either good or bad. If you look at how Diego Martin is run, Diego Martin as a whole, because it has been PNM till they're dead for so long, that
till they're rotten, it's more
32
like
years now, that the people are ignored. Look at what they give them in Diego Martin West as a fish market. Now tell me, you went down there, you went and look at that. I mean, it's ridiculous. It took how many? 21 years to
21 years to build.
21 years to build. How much? Hundreds of millions of dollars lost. And those people, they continue to feel like it could get worse if I don't vote for these people. I mean, having this conversation every single day. Somebody asked me last night, say, you don't get fed up of this conversation. I say I fed up a decade now. I fed up knowing what I know. When the media would publish Stuart Young saying there are places in Trinidad you shouldn't go, and they don't ask another question. You are not media. You are printing flyers.
Yeah.
You are promoting the government.
Yeah.
That's right.
Stuart Young can't say that. Stuart Young can't get away with that. If this was in America, in the postcard, hands in the air, Mr. Minister, when you say that there are communities that you just shouldn't go, would you care to list those communities for me? Start there.
Start there.
And then somebody said, Mr. Minister, on your list, you said Port of Spain South.
Where in Port of Spain South?
Could you explain to us why you can't go there? Why it's unsafe? What the government is doing to reverse that state of affairs? But the media not doing that. It starts there. So the government comes and talks bullshit. The media write it down and say what the government say. And the people take that and say, well, the government say it and the media tell me. So nobody leading the population in that question that says, Stuart Young, you're fired. Stuart Young, you're fired.